construction, rewiring, and troubleshooting among the
Bros knows pizza, and they know how to feed a hungry family. Pizza, wings, burgers, chicken, and more. Bob Bros, where good food and good times gather.
When the leaves start to turn, that means summer's over. So head to Baumgars now for your pre-winter needs. In one stop, you'll find leaf rakes and winterizing fertilizers for your lawn, plus batteries and antifreeze for your car, weather strip, caulk, and pest control for your home, and warmer clothing for you. There's shelter for your pets and heaters, including electric, propane, and kerosene to keep you warm. From the Midwest to the Rockies, Baumgars is your fall weatherization headquarters.
H2O for You is your water store. H2O for You is the solution for cleaner dishes, clothes, showers, and tubs, and water that tastes fantastic. Your water store will even test your family's water for free. And all of our equipment comes with free basic installation. Having issues with your current water system? Your water store services most brands. Have the clean, soft, great-tasting water your family deserves. Go to softwater.com or call 258-SOFT today.
Banking isn't just about financial products. It's about service and what we can do for you. Those personal touches are at the core of who we are at Central Bank. Decisions are made locally by people who get to know you. And while a lot has changed since 1877, we're still committed to our customers and to being the best bank in every community we serve. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Tees to Please, custom printed sportswear, 1008 West 7th Street, Sioux City, Iowa. Specializing in screen printed t-shirts, long sleeve tees, crew necks, and hooded sweatshirts. We have in-house artists creating custom graphics and designs. We also produce custom awards, trophies, plaques, and medals. For all your custom printed needs, Tees to Please, Sioux City, or online at tees2pleaseonline.com.
Take the ride to Wattie's Bar and Grill. Enjoy delicious burgers, steak tips, wings, and the best pizza around. Get a Chiefs Bloody Mary and make sure to grab a half gallon to take home. Take the ride to Wattie's Bar and Grill in Hudson, South Dakota.
This perfect ring is for Allie from Zach. They married without a diamond ring right before Zach went to serve his country. And now he's back. Jake and Sarah successfully pitched a big client together over a year ago. They got along very well. So well, in fact, Jake's about to pitch Sarah a proposal. Every diamond tells a story, but there's no story like yours. And there's no diamond like a Greenberg's diamond. Greenberg's Jewelers, a cut above the rest.
Hello everyone and welcome into the Central Bank pregame show. It is senior night here at East High School, well, Elwood Olson Stadium to be exact, and the Little Cyclones come to town. I'm Mitch McCumber. Joined alongside me is Brian Jepson, and Brian, the Little Cyclones come into this contest only at a 1-6 record, but they're a determined group, and they're going to give East Fitz tonight. What are you seeing from these Little Cyclones, and what's East going to have to do to get in the win column tonight?
Well, I think the Black Raiders coming off two good big wins the last 2 weeks kind of got their offense clicking, and their defense has been playing a lot better. But I think the Cyclones, notoriously a really solid football program in the state over the years, is coming in with an offense that the quarterback there, he can throw the ball a little bit and he can run. He's kind of a dual threat, Cameron Cantawine, and he's got a receiver in Jeffrey Roberts that does a really good job, and his running back is Eli Cosby, who gets most of the totes, but he's kind of a dual threat guy, and they're going to have to really stop him and contain him.
And then most of the time when you go to the end of the season, teams are playing spoiler, especially with nothing to play for. Not that the Little Cyclones have nothing to play for, but they're a team that's motivated just as much as anyone coming in here. And for as much as we've been covering these East High Black Raiders and a lot of teams in the Siouxland area, there's always been a hump that they just can't get over. And those are the teams from the Des Moines region. Going to have their best effort tonight to come away in the win column. We will take a very quick break and be back with the Central Bank pregame show right after this.
Tees to Please, custom printed sportswear, 1008 West 7th Street, Sioux City, Iowa. Specializing in screen printed t-shirts, long sleeve tees, crew necks, and hooded sweatshirts. We have in-house artists creating custom graphics and designs. We also produce custom awards, trophies, plaques, and medals. For all your custom printed needs, Tees to Please, Sioux City, or online at teestopleaseonline.com.
Iowa Lakes is the biggest bang for your buck. I don't know why you wouldn't come here. There's more to community colleges than you think. It's not just go to class and go home. There's still so many fun things you can do on campus. I made some great friendships with my professors. Like, I wanted to go to class. I wanted to do their assignments. You know, I liked the challenge that they gave me. And I think that makes a world of difference. I couldn't have asked for more. My name is Lauren Flayhardy, and I think Iowa Lakes is the perfect place to be.
Back on the Central Bank pregame show as they're ready to do the coin flip. We'll start off with our Vern ID keys to the game, Jeps. And the first one is, it's a math problem for you, and I haven't been to school for a while, so it's an easy one. 2 plus 4 equals 6. Now, Cal Jepson, number 2, Loudon Grimsley, number 4. That equals 6 points on the scoreboard. When those two have connected for a touchdown pass, East has won every game that they have played. Got to get that connection going early and make it to where that defense kind of backs off for the Little Cyclones. We're able to run the ball, get Wagger involved as well. On to the second key to the game, our senior strong. It is senior night here at East High, and although this we talked about it before the broadcast, the junior and sophomore class for the Black Raiders are very talented. The seniors got them to this point. Let the seniors do their job, and you'll walk out of here victorious on this October 18th night. And our last one, win the turnover battle. I think with a lot of these games, Ames could find themselves at a 3-3 record or even better if they win the turnover battle. Against teams that are going to be opportunistic, you're going to take care of the football. And if East wants to win this game, they're going to want to win the turnover battle. Those 3 keys to the game brought to you by Vern ID of Sioux City and Sioux Falls. And they just had the coin toss here. We're about ready to kick off, Jeps. But let's go through the starting lineups.
Okay, the starting lineups for the Black Raiders. They've been starting with this pretty much the same offensive line all year. At left tackle will be your Highness Lipscomb. Left guard, Rayshawn Marshall. The center, Braden Fahrenholtz. Right guard, Zach Landy. And at the right tackle, Big Isaiah King. In the backfield, Miles Wagger will be starting at the running back. And then they start a slot of receivers in John Yates, Loudon Grimsley, Quentin Ashcraft, and at the quarterback, number 2, Cal Jepson. And like you said earlier, Cal Jepson, his top receiver this year has been Grimsley, who's got 34 receptions for almost 600 yards on the year. So that's been a good 1-2 combo for him. So we'll see what happens tonight as we're about ready to kick off here from Olson Stadium.
Yeah, and those starting lineups brought to you by Kunkel Trucking. And the Black Raiders won the toss and they deferred to the second half. So the Little Cyclones will start with the ball first. They are in the away whites. The Black Raiders, you wear black to a funeral, Jepson. They're dressed in all black tonight.
Yeah, they got the all black look. It actually looks pretty good, but black helmets, black pants, and black tops.
Borrell will kick that one off and it'll be a touchback, and that'll be where we start off this contest First and 10 for the Little Cyclones at the 20-yard line. And we talked about this Little Cyclones team, and although their lone win was to a Des Moines Roosevelt team, they were in a lot of the games that they lost, and it's against really good competition down in the central Iowa region. So this team, although on paper it looks like East will be able to handle, they're going to come out and they're going to be a stingy group. Starting off for Ames, Cantawine will keep it himself. Scrambling, Cantawine got some room and gets all the way to the 45-yard line. So a 25-yard scamper by Cantawine will start off the drive. We'll give him 24. And it'll be first down and 10 for the Little Cyclones.
And that's what we were talking about, that dual threat by Cantawine. And you saw right there, he's got good wheels, and he made a good read on that, kept the ball, and got a big gain on first down.
And that zone read play, you got the defensive end to crash in, and no one stayed contained on the outside. So Cantawine, opening play from scrimmage, is 25-yard gain. Now an empty backfield, and Cantawine looks to take off again. This time the defensive line for East meets him after just a small gain. They'll give it a gain of 3, and that's going to be a big thing for this East defense, is to bend but not break, Jeps.
Yeah, looked like right there they had just a designed quarterback counter with 2 linemen pulling, and he kind of got behind him. But there, the guys up front, and Pittenger and Hogenkamp did a good job containing that.
Into the game now is Brennan Swanson, a sophomore wide receiver. And we'll see if we get our first pass play of the game. Although 2 run plays, 28 yards, I'd keep it on the ground.
Yeah, you would think they would want to keep it on the ground, try to run this clock.
Cantawine, though, rush from the pocket. He will take off with his legs, and it looks like he has enough for a first down. It'll be just at the sticks. We'll see that far official gives him a first, and they will. So Cantawine's done it with his legs so far and gave the Little Cyclones 2 first downs. They are on Black Raiders' side of the field at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, he gave a little pump fake there, and nobody was open, and he just took off. And I think that's what he does best. You know, play breaks down, but he can gain yards with his feet.
Good coverage there by the Black Raiders, but they'll have to keep a quarterback spy on Cantawine because he's proven to be deadly in this first offensive drive. QB run again. This one a design draw up the middle, and Cantawine will plunge forward for about 5.5 yards. Good so far, Jeps. Good running and good push on this interior offensive line by the Little Cyclones.
Yeah, and right now every play has been designed for their quarterback, Cantawine. 4 straight plays in a row, but 4 carries and positive yards on each play.
Cantawine now adjusting the offense. 2nd down and 4. 9:30 left to go in this first quarter, and a penalty flag on the play. So far, if it's the way this game is going, it's going to go against the Little Cyclones, but it seems, Jeps, is this team wants to drain the clock. They don't want to give East any extra time with the football, and that's obviously a smart move. The way that this offense has been moving the ball, best case scenario is if you have Cal Jepson sitting on the bench over there waiting for his turn.
Yeah, shortening the game, keeping the clock running, moving the ball 5-6 yards a pop is just what the Ames Cyclones would like to do tonight.
So after the penalty, it's 2nd down, and we'll give him 9.5. Cantawine throws his first pass of the evening, and it's a good screen to the outside, making some men miss, and still on his feet, and gaining extra yardage is Torian Cotton. And Cotton, with a nice gain, will get a first down. So they do set up their first pass play as a screen to the outside, and Cotton has enough, and the drive keeps on going for the Little Cyclones.
Yeah, an impressive drive right here for the Cyclones to start this game out. Quads there and coming out, and 4 receivers on one side and throwing to Cotton, and that was a good run after the catch.
A methodical drive to open the game by the Little Cyclones. Let's see if this Black Raider defense has an answer. Cotton back to pass to the Little Cyclones, and that time only about a yard gained after the scamper. Good.
Looks like they're going to give him a good 2-3 yards there for Cantawine as he took off with the play breaking down.
Cantawine, and they will give him it looks like about 3 yards there on that scamper, Jeps, and inching their way to the red zone. But so far, Cantawine done it with his legs. In the backfield, Brandon Johnson with him. Say 6'2", 205-pound running back wide receiver combo, and they will give it to him on the carry. And trying to lunge forward for the first down, a pile of bodies there, and pushing forward and getting the first down is Johnson.
Wow, big surge there. A big, looked like a rugby scrum there for a little while as they pushed the pile forward. And Ames has got a really nice drive going here to start the game.
And they're just going to continue to chunk up and down the field. That's a good run.
And you're probably in a good third and about inches is probably a good spot to be, you know. Maybe you can even come up with something, a throw to the end zone, thinking that you can get an inch on the next play.
In the backfield again is Brandon Johnson next to Cantawine. Now splits out is Johnson. And don't think that I exactly hear it as the quarterback keeper, and Cantawine will have enough for a first down and still move. And Jeff Roberts finds himself on the scoreboard. And the extra point's on its way, and it is good. So the Little Cyclones strike first here. The Prime Bank scoreboard has 5:47 left on it. We'll take a quick break and be back here on Metro Sports East to get the football.
Cleaner dishes, tubs, sinks, and more? Call H2O4U at 258-SOFT. Want softer hair, skin, clothes, and towels? Call 258-SOFT. Want safe, clean drinking water? Call 258-SOFT. Have an existing water system that you want checked? Call 258-SOFT for the $69 Serviceman Special. Want a free water test? Call 258-SOFT. Great water is all we do at H2O4U. Call 712-258-SOFT or go to softwater.com.
So a long, methodical drive by the Little Cyclones caps off with a 13-yard pass from Cantawine to Roberts, and it is a 7-0 ball game. And you wouldn't be able to tell by their record, Jeps, but this Little Cyclones team came to play tonight.
I can tell you what, that was an impressive first drive. The quarterback did an outstanding job running the ball. I mean, you had receivers throwing the ball, and the offensive line, I thought, did an outstanding job moving the defensive line off the ball. So Raiders D is going to have to regroup.
Now to kick for the Little Cyclones, Joseph Pizarro Matos, and that one will fall down at the 20 with some room to run, though, up the sideline, and a flag does come in late. But I believe on the outside there, that return was by Dane Milton, the senior. And we'll check on the penalty marker.
Usually a block in the back in that area. But Dane did a good job getting some good yards.
After that ball almost, and it will be a holding on the return team, so it'll back it up there. And East will start their drive. See where they mark that penalty. It'll be at the 39, so they'll move it back to the 29-yard line. And East will start their drive just inside the 30. 71 yards still pay dirt. And that's where Jepson will take. Well, they're going to talk it over here. Oh, they're good to go. And we do apologize about the sound quality on this one. Just had some technical difficulties, but we are all set to go here at Elwood Olson Stadium for senior night. Jepson in the first offensive possession for the Black Raiders. First one will be a handoff. Now a reverse. And nowhere to go. Making something out of nothing and getting back to the line of scrimmage and gaining a yard is Chris Ford. What a play there to gain some yards, because that play looked dead from the start.
Yeah, the ends for Ames did a good job of containing Chris Ford getting on the double reverse and did a nice job just picking up a yard there.
So Chris Ford able to work his magic and gain a yard. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9 for the Black Raiders. We'll see if Jepson has a pass play up his sleeve. This will be a screen now to Ford. And Ford with some wiggle room will be able to get to a 3rd and manageable for East High, and that's exactly where they want to sit. Not playing behind the sticks is huge, especially with a team that's going to take possessions away from you.
Yeah, especially with that opening drive by Ames. It's important for East to get a good drive and pick up some first downs, and this would be an important down really here for East and for Ames.
3rd play of the drive for the Black Raiders, and we have 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Jepson back to pass, pressure by the D-line. That one thrown, nice catch over the middle and taken down at the 45. I believe that's Milton again.
Yates there on the catch.
Yates.
Yeah, John Yates. Boy, that was a nice catch for him. He really went up for that ball and brought it in.
This great catch by Yates. These jerseys are awesome, but the stitching on the outside with the orange lettering, it's hard to tell if it's a 3 or if there's a curve of the number, so I do apologize if I get a number wrong here. Jepson back to pass. Yates again. That one will be overthrown by about 5 yards, but Yates had a step, and Jepson had to get rid of that one a little earlier than he'd liked.
Yeah, might have wanted to put a little more air under it, but he broke open there, and they've hooked up on some big passes this year, Yates and Grimsley and Ford, and so I'm sure they'll go back to it sooner rather than later.
And that's a big thing here. Austin Shepard had a good game the other night as well, too. And just getting the defense to back up, because right now they have, almost nearly 11 guys in the box. This time a handoff to Wagger, plows forward, and that one almost taken to the house, slipping through a tackle and gaining a first down, Miles Wagger.
And that was kind of nice. They put him in the slot. That's the first time I've seen that this year. But, boy, he came around the edge with a head of steam.
And had a safety not made the tackle, that would have been a touchdown. So hand off to Wagger again, and this time nothing doing. Only a gain of 1 on the run. It'll be 2nd down and 9 from the 41-yard line. East High doing their best job to methodically also drive down the field, and they're okay playing this chess match so far, Mike Winkelpleck is. But they get to the line in a hurry. Jepson back to pass. Has a receiver out. It's Grimsley! Grimsley! Touchdown!
There we go, the big play. Jepson to Grimsley, and we got a 45-yard touchdown pass, and you can see that top-end speed that Grimsley has. And he just kind of ran by the receiver, and good ball placement by Jepson, and that's why those guys hook up a lot.
Grimsley showed off his speed there, really just had a go route, burned the corner, and Jepson Song took a step back and launched it. And like I talked about in our first key of the game, 2 plus 4, and we have 6 on the board for the Black Raiders.
Yeah, and that's going to make the East High staff and team feel a lot better, responding to that touchdown that Ames had, and we got a tie game here late in the first quarter.
Extra point is up and good by Jacob Borrell, and we have a tie ball game. 7-7 with 3:33 left to go in the first quarter. We will take a quick break and be back on Metro Sports Television.
Yeah,
Joining us next on the Central Bank pregame show is the junior quarterback, Cal Jepson. Cal, you're having an outstanding football season. The offense is really starting to roll.
Yeah, Pat, thanks for having me. But, these past few weeks, the offense has been clicking, getting the ball up to the receivers in space, and O-line's been protecting very well. So hopefully we look to keep that up tonight.
You have an assorted, a bunch of good receivers, Grimsley, Shepard, Yates, all these guys, just outstanding. It must be fun to have all these guys you can throw to.
Yeah, it's great. They're great pass catchers, but the best attribute about these guys is that they throw blocks for each other, which is great. So they get the ball in space, they're making plays, but they're also throwing blocks for each other.
You came off an injury of last year, but boy, you haven't shown it lately. You feeling pretty good?
Yeah, it's feeling really great. First couple of weeks we're a little getting back into it, but these past few weeks, man, I've been I've been feeling great, and this offense has been going for sure.
We're with Cal Jepson, the outstanding junior quarterback for the East High Black Raiders. Cal, you've seen this Ames team on.
Some confusion here before East goes to kick, but looks like Jacob Burrow ready to kick for the Black Raiders, and they just announced over the loudspeakers that Jepson just passed the career passing yards of Cole Ritchie, who had a really good season, a couple seasons here in a Black Raider uniform, but just, goes to show the last 2 years that Jepson has had, and we still got another year left of Jepson in a Black Raider uniform, but they play some good football here at East High, and they've, our offensive coordinator, Coach Goodman, done a really good job of playing to the strengths of his quarterbacks, and they've been really blessed to have a lot of good quarterbacks come through here. Even before that, you go to the guys like Luke Longball, and then obviously the greats from the times past. And speaking of greats, stick with us for our halftime show. We have our East High legend of the game, and Jepson will run that down for you guys. But we've got a long way to go before halftime.
Yep, another great one. And like you said, Coach Goodman does a good job coaching the quarterbacks and bringing that offense. And he runs a high, quick offense where they like to get the ball out and throw it a lot. So he really dials in on his play calling.
Cantoline here, it's a quarterback keeper again, looking to throw, but will now run, scamper, and Cantoline another 10 yards. And they might mark him out about a half yard short. It looked like he was able to tightrope the line, but it will be 2nd down and 1. But Cantoline, so far, East with 2 drives has had no answer.
No, and he looks, if you think, he's got some pretty good wheels. And he's got that kind of like that playground stuff where he pumps the ball, moves, looks to throw. So he's really playing an outstanding game. And I knew that coming into this game, he's quite the player.
And Coach Thomas Crowden has faith in him. As a junior, he is the captain on the football team. So obviously his leadership and his play has demonstrated that, as we will have a penalty before the play. And it will be a false start. So it'll back up the Little Cyclones. That's where you want to be if you're East High, is any hidden yardage you can get off of penalties to move this Little Cyclones team back, forces a 3rd and long, and then all of a sudden, if you get them in the 4th down situation, if it's longer than 4th and 5, you're going to be punting the football away.
And that's one thing. Ames has been in good down and distance situations this whole game so far, and it's kind of helped their offense. But it'd be nice for the Black Raiders if they could get a tackle for a loss and make it a 3rd and long.
From the 29-yard line, Cantoline looks to pass up in his face and nearly with the sack, and they will get him down now, and a late flag comes in. Applying the early pressure was Jack Oman, and Colin Pittenger finishes off the job, but there is a hanky on the field. We will see what the call is. And it'll be a face mask on Pittenger, so it'll negate the sack and give the Little Cyclones a 1st down. And something I didn't mention in the pregame, Jack Oman in all of 5A is tied for 3rd in the state in sacks. He's had a very nice junior season at the D-line position, and we look forward to having him get some accolades when he turns into a senior year next year on Metro Sports.
Yeah, coming into the game, I think he had 5 or 6 sacks, but he's also accounted for 27 tackles coming into this game too. So he's been a major player on that defensive end.
We talk a lot about the skill position guys, corners, linebackers, but it's those unsung heroes on the defensive line that really create the pressure that the cornerbacks are able to use. That time, Cantoline nowhere to go, and he'll muster up about a yard. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9, and that's what's going to happen if you're East High, is those 1st down run plays, the design quarterback keepers cannot go for the 9-yard scampers that he's gone through on that first drive. And if you can get them into 2nd and 3rd and long, then your defense can really start to pin their ears back.
And it looks so far this drive, it looks like that defense has come out with a little more urgency and attacking a little bit more. I know they got the penalty there, but other than that would have been a good play if they didn't face mask.
So Cantoline set up at the 40-yard line. And he will set back to pass. Off the edge, Monteseka Sango forces a bad pass, which will fall aimlessly to the turf. But I tell you what, a guy that hasn't played football a lot, that was one of the quicker jumps I've seen from big number 15.
Yeah, Monteseka getting recruited by a lot of D1 schools, but you can see he's got a frame, and that was quick off the ball, and he was putting some major pressure on the Cantor line.
And that will force a third down, and they have moved the ball. So the original line, I believe, was 2nd and 9. The ball now placed at the 41 and a half. So 3rd down and 10 for the Little Cyclones. And Cantawine set up back to pass. Monteseka, they set up the screen. That tackled nicely at the linebacker position, making that tackle.
Jacob Breifogel.
And that screen, if he's blocked correctly, that could have gone for a heavy amount. But good job there by Breifogel getting the Black Raiders off the field.
And Jacob Breifogel is really, he's probably the leader of this defense. Just an outstanding linebacker. And boy, he read that screen perfect.
Deep back to receive at just inside the 30-yard line is Dane Milton. Running from their 25-yard line under the Cyclones, and the snap is low. Muffed by the Cyclones and picked up and at the inside the 20-yard line by Chris Loggins. And that's where East will start off. So we talked about the turnover battle. Now, it was a turnover on downs technically, but that sets up your offense in great field position, and you're ready to strike right away.
Yeah, that's a bit mishandling the snap there. It was a low snap, so hard for the punter, and boy, that's just like an interception or fumble right there in your own territory.
And now 18 yards out is where the Black Raiders will start. Arguably, probably the best field position they've seen all year to start a drive. Jepson set up with 88 seconds in this first quarter, and it'll be a fake handoff over the middle, and that'll be broken up nicely as they tried to find a touchdown connection. That was to Dane Milton, but it falls incomplete. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. I like that play call, though.
Yeah, he really zinged it in there. I thought Yates was going to come down with the ball, but that was good defense there too.
Yeah, that pass to John Yates. From up in our vantage point, the 3 and the 0 look exactly alike.
They do kind of look the 0. Yeah, I'm used to calling these guys, and they're Shepherd.
Shepherd nearly all the way to the goal line. It'll be pushed out of bounds at the 2, but it'll be a pitch and catch connection of 16 yards. And it'll bring up 1st and goal for the Black Raiders. They'll bring in their jumbo bunch formation with Pittenger in at fullback. Wagger set up behind him. Jepson under center here. It'll be a handoff to Wagger, and fighting through and getting into the end zone is Miles Wagger from 2 yards out. Touchdown, Black Raiders.
Yeah, nice tough run there by Miles Wagger. That line, Isaiah King and Landy Fahrenholtz with a push there on the right side, and Wagger just moving the pile himself, and the Black Raiders are back on top. Or on top for the first time today.
And after that opening drive by the Little Cyclones, where they really dictated tempo and feel of the game, East responds on their drive and scores a touchdown, a long variety, 41 yards to Grimsley, and then this one with the short field already, knocks it in from 2 yards from Wagger. Jacob Borrell's extra point is good, and 14-7 is how the Prime Bank scoreboard will read. And we'll be back after a quick break here on Metro Sports Television.
With 30 different career pathways to explore, the Sioux City Career Academy offers a new approach to high school. A program of the Sioux City Community School District, the Career Academy is open to all high school students from Sioux City and the surrounding school districts. Students in the Career Academy are able to pursue their passions and gain real-world experiences, all while earning college credit. Visit SiouxCitySchools.org to explore your pathway to the future.
Well, after 14 unanswered points, we just talked in the quick break, Jeps, and we'll see if the wind is fully out of the sails of the Little Cyclones, because a team that's already kind of been deflated on different games throughout the year, you want to see a team like this bounce back, be resilient, and respond. But we'll see how this Little Cyclones team goes. Do they all of a sudden switch up their tempo? Because it seems like after that first drive, East defense is honed in on Cantawine running the football. They're going to have to make him forced to throw it, get into down and distance situations. And that's somewhere where, after we saw on that first drive, Ames really isn't comfortable doing.
No. Well, yeah, one or two things could happen. And like you said, a team like this that's been battling through the years and come up short, and they've got a 1-6 record. Things start going bad, they could really go bad. But, right now they got an opportunity. If they would get a good drive, put a score down, that would probably, get them right back in the game. And then you just play. You just, like, the team overall plays much harder.
And getting that response to come back, like you talked about, energizes the defense. It obviously energizes and puts morale and boost into the offense, where they know that, hey, it's not just one drive where as we start the game we can drive down the field. We can do it on multiple drives. We can keep sustaining those, go into the locker room, make the adjustments that the Black Raiders make, and we're sitting on an even ball game here. We'll see what Cantawine and company have an opening drive at the 20-yard line, as this last drive of the first quarter tried to set up the screen, and now it's just a broken play that's thrown down the field. Is that caught? They'll call it a catch. What a play, an adjustment on the football by the Little Cyclones. Cantawine was in trouble, scrambled out, and fired it into a crowded three-man defensive front, but Jeff Roberts comes up with that one. I don't know how he pulled that one off, but Jeff's looks like it's not going to matter.
It was a great catch, and Roberts pulled it down. Looked like he tapped one toe down on the sideline to haul that in, but yeah, it's coming back, a legal man downfield. It seems this last 2 weeks, I've watched refs watching college games, programs. There's been more legal men downfield this year than I can remember in past.
Well, and two, your original play is to set up for the screen pass. So the ball usually gets out quick. East read it really well. Then it turns into a scramble drill, and those offensive linemen are in no man's land.
It is.
Don't have a hat on a hat. You're 5 yards downfield. Easy pickup for the officials as they try to get some of that penalty yardage back and get back to the original line of scrimmage. That pitch and catch goes to Leo Jensen.
Yeah, Chris Loggins there with a nice tackle, open field tackle, but they got him back to 2nd and 10, the original line of scrimmage.
So 2nd down and 10 after the completion of 5 yards, and we'll see as the game clock and play clock aren't synced up, they can let this one go, and it looks like no hurry for Cantawine to get in the huddle, and that is how this first quarter will end. Well, after an impressive opening drive by the Little Cyclones, 2 back-to-back responses by the Black Raiders, and it is 14-7. We'll take a quick break and be back. Second quarter action on Metro Sports Television.
Bob Rose presents Do You Know Pizza? The exciting trivia game where if you don't know pizza, just wing it. True or false? Each year, a whopping 5 billion pizzas are consumed throughout the world.
Mamma mia, that's a lot of pizza.
Bob Rose knows pizza, and they know how to feed a hungry family. Pizza, wings, burgers, chicken, and more. Bob Rose, where good food and good times gather.
Back here on Metro Sports Television, make sure, if you like what you're hearing from me and Jeffs, which I know you are if you're an East High fan, but if you want to check out some of the other games on our Metro Sports platform, we have number 1 versus number 2 up in Sioux Falls. Harrisburg taking on Brandon Valley. Also, Pat is up in the Lakes region with a Spirit Lake matchup between CGD and Rob out in West Sioux for West Sioux and Hinton. I'll tell you, a surprise team for the Metro Sports crew that we've covered. Hinton, with that win over OABCIG last week, they are now jockeying for position to have not 1 but 2 home playoff games. And after the loss to Ridgeview, I thought they were dead to rights, but the resilience of that team has done a really good job. So check out that game as well. But you want to stay with us for our halftime show, Jeffs.
Yep. A lot of good football in the area, that's for sure, at all classes.
Next 12 minutes will dictate the mood in the locker room going to halftime. This is a nice pass to the perimeter, and Cantawine finds a open receiver in Brennan Swanson. And it'll bring up a first down, a gain of nearly 15 on the pitch and catch.
Yeah, that was a nice little design play, just on a rollout. And, I noticed this Cantawine, when he rolls out, his ability to be able to run and then pump, and then so that gets maybe some receivers open because the defense has got to commit.
And there's no, so you see two different styles, Jeffs, when he comes out here. East runs a very more, like a lot more of a spread offense. They're very quick to the line of scrimmage. A Little Cyclones very methodical. Only 4 seconds left before the snap of there. This could be a double pass. An open receiver down the field, and it's caught and hauled in. It'll go for a touchdown.
Yeah, you couldn't get any
Brennan Swanson. And that was from 65 yards out.
Yeah, I saw it as it opened up, and you saw it too, the long pass, the lateral pass back across. And Swanson then just ran by the DBs all bit, and he was wide open, and put it in there for a touchdown. And we got a tie ball game, pending field, extra point.
Ironically enough, I know this because I saw it at the DV game last week, where they had a double pass that iced the game against them. And the official having some words with Coach Winklepleck, and a flag is thrown. And it will be a penalty that'll be enforced on the kickoff, 15 yards. And it looks like the Little Cyclones are going to bring the offense on the field.
I wonder if they were seeing something that if they thought it was an illegal formation or something. I'm not sure what the argument is, but obviously something's upset Coach Winklepleck on that last play.
A breakdown defensively, but a great trick play, and a team that's sitting where the Little Cyclones are, everything's going to come out to play in this one. And they're looking to not just tie this ball game, but take the lead. Set up for a 2-point conversion, and a timeout will be taken. I need to catch my breath. We'll take a quick timeout with them here on Metro Sports Television.
You don't just play, you game. United Sports Academy at CNOS Fieldhouse has every field for every player. 20,000 square feet of turf, 3 batting cages, volleyball courts, basketball courts, pickleball, and more. If you got game, you got to get to United Sports Academy. Challenge yourself and sign up for programs, teams, or even rent the facility. Lessons, sports clinics, and training for every athlete. Get your game on at United Sports Academy. Online at usportsacad.com.
So the Little Cyclones will now kick the extra point as they came out set up in 2-point attempts, as I think they're still trying to get things figured out with the officials, as Mike Winklepleck is on the sideline. He was beside himself, got a 15-yard penalty just before he went to break. And he's trying to find out the explanation from the white hat here. Is obviously something not explained to him in the way he wants to hear it.
Yeah, like I said, if we have to look back, I don't know if it was maybe an illegal formation where they set up and they didn't catch it, or they thought it was a legal formation. Whatever happened, it was a good play for the Ames Cyclones as they connected on it, and now we're probably going to be at a tie game, as now they are going to kick the extra point.
So set up to kick is the sophomore Joseph Pizarro Matos. The hold by Jack Schill. Hold is down, kick is up and nearly blocked, but it is good. So 14 all, and Jeps, we'll stay here. We're not gonna make Ryan work too hard on the truck. But so far, we kind of expected a game where East gets out to a lead and kind of relies on the defense to make plays. This Little Cyclones team that we talked about, they got more than a little fight in them.
Yeah, and they got nothing to lose. We got to figure they're going to pull out all stops tonight. Some trick plays, as we saw right there. Execute their own offense, and the longer they can keep this game close, the more they're going to feel they're in the game and got a shot to pull an upset here tonight.
And there have been a ton of upsets collegiately. are we on the fringe of having one here tonight? I know obviously the Black Raiders sideline wants to put the rest of those rumors right away, and we'll see what they do with their third offensive possession. And I think that if they're able to go down, Jeff, score here, take about 5 minutes off the clock, which is usually about the time that East drives up and down the field, barring a huge play. They take the going to half, not letting the Little Cyclones score, and a 21-7 lead. You start with the ball at half, and you're feeling a lot better here. But obviously, we see the kicking situation, and I was never a kicker in high school. I'm not a kicker now. I'm pretty sure I could hit a touchback from where Ames is kicking off from, so we'll see if they squib it.
That's what I was wondering. Maybe an onside kick, because it's all going to be in their territory. If you want to,
And even an onside kick attempt
or a squib,
would get you at the 35-yard line. This one will be kicked off and still in play, now out of bounds. So not sure if I wanted that ball to go out of bounds if I'm Pizarro Matos, but it does go out of bounds. So now a free kick out of bounds will start the Black Raiders off in better field position than if they would have been an onside kick.
Yeah, and not the thing you wanted to do is kick it. The last thing you wanted to do is kick the ball out of bounds. Maybe a hard squib down the middle, try to make him pick it up at the 2-yard line or something, or kick it out of the end zone and touchback.
And what he's trying to do, and I would assume he's trying to get a little bit of that. Pat has a really good job when he hits his golf. And needs his wedge to have it sit on the green. He was trying to get it to sit inside the 10-yard line so that way they were able to recover it. But unfortunately, not all of us have the swing that Pat Schultz does. Now setting up a screen, and there's a lot of blockers out for Wagger. Wagger got some room. Wagger could go. He's sprinting down the sideline. Anyone going to catch him? Wagger, touchdown!
Wow, they set that screen up really nice, and they work on that a lot. They had the one rusher just coming in free, and boy, Wagger taking the ball, and you saw that speed that he has too, right to the house for a touchdown. And it's not a 5-minute drive, it's more like a 15-second drive there, or a 10-second drive.
Well, I did mention that they can score in a hurry, and they must have heard us up in the booth, and they said, hey, Mitch, watch this one. And that was a beautiful screen set up. The offensive line out there to block. No illegal man downfield. And Wagger. We are at Olson Stadium. The Sioux City Relays will be held here in a couple months. That was some track speed by Miles right there. A quick one-play touchdown drive and a flag on the extra point.
Jacob Burrell, a solid kicker. He's 28 out of 29 on extra points. He's had 2 already tonight, so that would 31 out of 32. I think the one time that was a few weeks ago, and Pat said he was 25 out of 25. That's when he missed it.
Announcer jinx.
Yeah, we did. We had the announcer jinx.
I wasn't going to touch it, so I'm glad you brought it up so the people at home can yell at you if there is a miss. So
it is a little bit longer now.
So it'll back up. The extra point will be kicked from about the 15-yard line, but this time jump off sides. Flag's thrown. It does not matter. Brown knocks it in, and 21-14 on the Prime Bank scoreboard. That was a quick strike, and it happened in a hurry. And Jeps, like I talked about, we had 11 plus on the clock, so you could bleed about 5 minutes off, going to get a stop on defense and go into halftime. Now you're giving Ames the ball back all the time in the world to set up an offensive drive. But with that quick playability, if you stop them here on a quick 3-and-out with the threat to score again, this is where the game starts to get longer and more desperate if you're a Little Cyclones fan.
Yeah, it's important for Ames to keep scoring with East to keep them in the ball game, and so far they've done it. It's important for East to try to get a 3-and-out would be huge, or just get them off the field on a short drive, get the ball back to the offense. The one thing though is the East defense has been out there quite a bit, so it might be, you get a little tired when you play D, but they should be all right. They're young.
After the long opening drive by the Little Cyclones, capped off by a 13-yard pass to Jeff Roberts, the 41-yard strike to Grimsley, the muffed punt, and then the 2-yard run by Wagger, then 2 back-to-back 65-yard touchdown passes by a receiver and a quarterback for both teams. Now we'll see a onside kick that has a chance to be recovered, but nicely grabbed at the last second by the Little Cyclones, and they'll set up at the 35-yard line. Nearly, and we saw that a couple of those kicks last week by Burrell, and does a really good job of switching up his cadence and just getting it over that first line into kind of no man's land. But
yeah, last week they recovered 2 of those. Yeah, they did that 3 times and recovered 2 of them.
So unable to do so on this one, but I tell you what, that was close. It's a 1 extra step, and you're able to get that ball free, and there's more black jerseys around the ball than white. I would give that good odds for the Raiders to recover. But it sets up Cantawine and the Little Cyclones at the 35-yard line. It'll be quarterback keeper again. Cantawine still plugging forward for extra yardage and still on his feet. And it'll be a 4-yard gain, but Cantawine refusing to go down.
Yeah, and they were seeing it that Ames old line and stuff. They're initial stop is 2 yards, and he gains another 2 to 3 yards on the drive.
So initial good push by the Black Raider defense, but Cantawine in that no quit mentality keeps his feet churning and gains a 4-yard clip on first down. Now set to pass, rolls out of the pocket, pressure in his face, throws over the middle and intercepted, but after Chris Ford is out of bounds, so it will be an incomplete pass. Applying the pressure that time, again, was Colin Pittenger.
Yeah, Pittenger in there, and Loggins had a chance maybe to pull it in, and it got tipped, and then Ford caught it. It would have been his 3rd interception, but he was out of bounds.
Forcing, after the first down run, Cantawine to get outside of the pocket, not somewhere where he's super comfortable, and can complete a play on the run, obviously, with his mobility, but just somewhere where if you get a quarterback to scramble outside of the pocket and there's a guy in front and contain, that's where you want to be if you're Sioux City East playing coverage in the secondary. Cantawine now set to pass, throws it across the field, and that would have been enough for a first down, but in and out of the hands of Cotton, and it'll be 4th down, and right around the 40-yard line here, they will send out the punting unit, Jeps.
Yeah, probably going to try to pin East back. He catches that ball and then right at the sticks.
So,
looks
can't
like
convert, and it looks, they have, looks like Chris Ford back to receive this one, and barring a far punt, East will have decent field position. We'll see how far. It's not, the wind isn't blowing too hard. It's a nice, calm night here at Elwood Olson Stadium. This time the snap does get back, and it's a high end over end punt. That will knock the Raiders to about the 25, so a really nice punt by the Little Cyclones, as that one would have hit and probably died inside the 15.
Chris Ford does a great job returning. He actually likes to run the ball, but he plays center field in baseball, and you can tell with that he's pretty sure-handed back there catching the ball.
That right there is what in baseball we like to call a can of corn. That one high end over end caught by Ford and sets up the Black Raiders. Will we see a methodical drive down the field or another one-play drive? This time they're a little bit farther back, so we'll see how they go from here at the 25-yard line. And now 75 yards to pay dirt for the Black Raiders. It'll be a pass to the outside, that one in and out of the hands as he's trying to get over to John Yates. You can see the zero that time, Jeff. It's right in our face.
Yeah. And I wonder, just looking on defense last time, I wonder if Dane Milton's got some kind of injury. He wasn't on the field that last series. Loggins was in, so I didn't know if Dane had any kind of injury. Well, I guess we'll find out.
Trying to look over on the sideline to see if he is nursing anything. He is over hanging out by Kason Claiborne, so, and also Loggins to his side, so looks to be in good spirits. As cutting inside, that was a nice juke move to gain the first down on the outside by Quentin Ashcraft. And he was stopped, and it would have been 3rd down, but the shakiness of Ashcraft gets him a first down, and they'll be at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, multiple receivers. That's the one thing he's got. You got Grimsley and you got Shepard, but there's several other guys that the ball gets thrown to too that are just good, solid receivers. Ashcraft being one of them.
This time a nice defensive stop by the interior line. Brandon Johnson gets the stop, credited there for no gain. Miles Wager, the ball carrier on that one. Looks like East content with their 3 receivers to the right. Now send a man in motion. Rolling out of the pocket is Jepson. Firing across the middle. Grimsley has it. Grimsley's got wheels. Grimsley could go and will go. We do have a penalty marker on the field. I believe it's an area of holding. If so, it'll negate a big touchdown play of 64 yards.
Wow, you can see the wheels there on Grimsley, though. Catch and turn it upfield.
We talked about the track speed. Grimsley definitely has the wheels, and as soon as he got out in space, it was game over. But a holding call will bring this one back. And when you talk about just getting guys in space, they have take the top off the ball play of Grimsley, and then you have good pass catchers on the outside, and Shepard, and obviously Milton isn't in the game right now.
Ashcraft,
Yates. And you bring in bigger guys, big play.
Kaysen Claiborne play some tight end.
Yeah,
sometimes Montes Gasanga. Even Jack Oman has come in and caught some at tight end.
So a lot of receivers for Cal to throw to, and he's going to try to sprinkle it to different receivers as much as he can. They fake the play here, and now another screen, and can Wager do some damage here? They're able to get past the original line of scrimmage. And it'll be a gain of 11 to 12 yards. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 8. So 3rd down and more manageable now.
More manageable, yeah. When you're looking at 2nd and 21 or 22, you got some work to do.
So 3rd down and 8 with 8:50 left to go before halftime. Jepson fakes the screen, now looks to go deep, has a man over the middle and just in and out of the hands of Austin Shepard. He beat his defender to the inside and had a step.
Just couldn't quite connect with it. And that they scored on that play last week. He came a little more wide open. Looked like Ames had another guy there coming over the top to cover that a little bit. But there was a chance to make the play a little high, but East is going to have to punt.
East with 4th down and 8 will punt and try to pin the Little Cyclones back. They have 2 returners set up inside the 25-yard line, and off the big boot of Burrell, we'll see how far East is able to pin them back. This one clean off the foot, and the fair caught and taken in at the 29-yard line, and that'll be where the Little Cyclones start their next possession. With 8:35 left to go, we'll take a quick break and be back on Metro Sports Television.
Prestige, widespread respect and admiration felt for someone or something on the basis of a perception of their achievements or quality. It's a name that speaks for itself. Prestige is something you earn. It's where quality counts since 1975. And we improve ourselves at every chance by working with customers every step of the way. Visit either Prestige Collision Center's location today, where it's more than just a name.
Cantawine will hand off, and a nice gang tackle there by the Black Raiders after a gain of 2. And after we've had the ball move up and down the field, Jeps, Ames Little Cyclones able to get a stop on 3rd down and force East High to punt and only find themselves down 7 points as we approach 8 minutes to go before our Greenberg Jewelers halftime show. You got to be feeling pretty confident in the way that you're coming into this football game. You started off with the ball, drove right down the field, and it seems, and barring this drive, anything that East has answered with, Ames has also countered.
Yeah, they've done a good job. The last drive they had was probably their worst drive of the day, and you can see Cantawine really working hard to get those yards.
Cantawine there is able to get to the outside and pick up another 2 yards, but it will set up a 3rd and 6 from the 34-yard line. So here is kind of where East wants to turn the tide if they can force another 3 and out, get a score before half. But I mean, every single time Cantawine takes the snap, there's about 3 to 4 seconds left on that play clock. They are bleeding this thing out. They're just breaking the huddle. 10 seconds left.
Yeah, pretty important down here for Ames too. Get another first down, you can milk another 3-4 minutes possibly.
And there, they got out of the huddle too late, and Cantawine will take the first timeout for the Little Cyclones. And they'll have, actually it'll be the second timeout. They'll have 1 remaining, and we'll take a quick one with them. Be back here on Metro Sports Television.
Mitchell Electric, providing top-of-the-line electrical service since 1975. Mitchell Electric can help you solve your electrical needs with upgrades, remodeling, new construction, rewiring, and troubleshooting among the many services Mitchell Electric provides. Let Mitchell Electric light up your world today. Mitchell Electric, proud sponsor of Dakota Valley Athletics.
Go Panthers! Back here after a timeout taken before a delay of game penalty by the Little Cyclones. They have 2 remaining. I thought they called a timeout earlier in the first quarter, but that was not given to them. So they do have, they do have 1 remaining, 1 timeout left. And Cantawine with Johnson in the backfield. It'll be Cantawine back to pass. Omen in his grill. Cantawine throws it over the middle, and that's caught. And gaining about 11 yards over the middle of the field. That's a nice pitch and catch. Jeff Roberts, who has a touchdown, the opening touchdown in this game. Cantawine just scrambled. Roberts found himself across the middle and was able to pick up that first down.
One thing he does a good job of, when he breaks contain, he keeps the play looking downfield, and that's where they're finding. He found that receiver coming back across the field, and he had his eyes open to him, and that's a nice pitch and catch there.
And that's so hard if you're a defender, like that you're sitting at the sticks. Do you come up and play Cantawine where he can dump it over the top of you, or do you let him come to you? And he's shifty enough to where he can break off a first down regardless. This time he will hand the ball off, and able to muster forward for some yardage is Brandon Johnson.
Big looking back.
Other scores for our Metro Sports scoreboard. Spirit Lake really putting it on, up 34-0. They got a really good quarterback in Lunt, and then the 2 Stivers brothers, and that is a load. The reason they're ranked in the top 2 in their class, and they'll have more football games here in the future for sure. They're trying to make their way to the Dome, as are these Black Raiders here. Trying to make it a little bit of noise here on this drive. Cantawine back to pass, throws it open receiver. They're playing off the sticks there and making a guy miss and squirting free all the way through. Can he get to the end zone? He will be thrown out at the 10-yard line. But great movement by Torian Cotton.
And boy, he
out at the 10, that's a 40-yard gain.
You know, him catching the ball when he gets in that open field, he can make guys miss. Good job with the yards after the catch.
So they'll mark him inside the 10. It'll be first and goal from the 9-yard line. And so far, 1 defensive stop and the muff punt is all the East defense has been able to do here. Looking to knock on the door again are the Little Cyclones. Cantawine from 9 yards out. He has Johnson in the backfield. Pressure up the middle this time, and down goes Cantawine. The sack on the play.
Like Titan Nation in there, and
I believe looked like 23. And also
Landon Monk.
Landon Monk on the tackle.
Just a Landon Monk, just a freshman linebacker, but he looks like a junior.
They look like they got him set up on the D line as well. He's a big boy for a freshman. I tell you what, I wish I was.
Yeah, play some D line, play some linebacker. Yeah, there he looked like he was on the D line, but big, strong kid, only a freshman.
6 foot, 235. Good looking one at that. I know Winkelpleck will love to have him in his offense. This time it's a pitch back. Running down the seam is Roberts. Roberts with a couple flags down, and this one will come back due to
either a hold or a block in the back. It looked like it could have been either or.
And it'll be a holding, and so that drives them back more. So now it'll be 2nd and goal.
And what was looking so promising for Ames being inside the 10, now you're going to be back 30 yards out, 3rd and goal from 30.
3rd and goal, and they'll mark it at the 30-yard line, Jeff. So they had 1st and goal at the 9, now 2nd and goal with the penalty. They replay the down. 2nd and goal from the 30. I don't know, I'm not OC, but a lot of the opportunities point towards getting some of this yardage back, whether it be a screen or a quarterback design run, which they've done a lot of this time. But it looks like East has a good front to stop whatever it is. 2nd and goal from the 30. They try to set up the screen, and it's taken in nicely. Cantawine now has some room to run. Cantawine pump fakes and still on his feet, and Cantawine gets to about the 13-yard line. So gaining 17 yards on the scamper. What was supposed to be a screenplay is a 13 or 17-yard gain. There's an injured Black Raider on the field. We'll take a break and be back here on Metro Sports Television.
You don't just play, you game. United Sports Academy at CNOS Fieldhouse has every field for every player. 20,000 square feet of turf, 3 batting cages, volleyball courts, basketball courts, pickleball, and more. If you got game, you got to get to United Sports Academy. Challenge yourself and sign up for programs, teams, or even rent the facility. Lessons, sports clinics, and training for every athlete. Get your game on at United Sports Academy. Online at usportsacad.com.
Good to see Landon Monk get up and walk off under his own power. So, and that nice scamper I talked about. They tried to set up the screen there, but read well by the Black Raiders, and then all of a sudden, Cantawine does a little tiptoeing dancing, gains 17. So now, what was 2nd and 30, or 2nd and goal from the 30, is now 3rd and goal from the 11, 12-yard line.
Yeah, much more manageable here.
Cantawine to pass, scampering around, finding a man open in the back of the end zone, and it's caught! Touchdown, Little Cyclones!
And that, him creating time and space gives that guy time to break open, then he keeps his eyes downfield, and he found him right in the corner of the end zone.
12-yard touchdown catch again by Brennan Swanson, who's had 2 touchdown grabs on the evening. He had that reverse pitch pass reception of 65 yards, and now a 12-yard pass from Cantawine where he found himself wide open in the back of the end zone. Extra point by Little Cyclones, nearly blocked, but up and good. So we are deadlocked here at 21. 4:53 left to go on the scoreboard, Jeps. We got ourselves a ball game.
We got ourselves a game here, 21-21. Some good offense on both sides of the ball.
And it's been just, I feel like for the most part, there have been a couple big plays that have happened. Both teams playing solid defense. It's just better offense on both these sides.
And big plays have been the key. You give up big plays, and that's how scores happen. You play 2-3 good downs, and all of a sudden, you give up a big 30, 40-yard play, and it sets you back.
Well, they'll get ready to set up for the kick. We'll take a quick break here on Metro Sports. Be back with the conclusion into halftime.
Iowa Lakes is the biggest bang for your buck. I don't know why you wouldn't come here. There's more to community colleges than you think. It's not just go to class and go home. There's still so many fun things you can do on campus. I've made some great friendships with my professors. I wanted to go to class. I wanted to do their assignments. I liked the challenge that they gave me. And I think that makes a world of difference. I couldn't have asked for more. My name is Lauren Flayhardy, and I think Iowa Lakes is the perfect place to be.
So, Jeps, we were just talking here. It's the elusiveness of Cantawine that makes it so hard on this East Black Raider defense. Because when you start to scramble, the scramble drill, the receivers know where they want to go, but defensively, you have to try to keep your eyes on the quarterback, see where he's looking, but also keep your eyes, if you're playing man or even zone, to stay in your spot and play your defensive coverage. Cantwine making it really difficult for the Black Raiders here.
Yeah, he's creating some ad-lib stuff, because initially the defense, they sniffed out the screenplay pretty good, but what's he do? He runs for 20 yards, gets him down there to the 10, and then he breaks contain, they're scrambling, and then a guy breaks open in the corner of the end zone, he finds him, and it's a touchdown pass. So he's doing a great job of, if a play breaks down, to create yards on his own.
Done so well so far. 21 points is what we are knotted at here. Austin Shepard on the reception of the kickoff, and the Black Raiders will start at the 34-yard line. 4:48, plenty of time from what we've seen from this offense, but just to go into the half not knotted up at the same score is where you want to be with the Black Raiders. We'll see what they do on their offensive series here. And right up the middle and met no resistance. What a play. That is Brandon Johnson. That's a huge sack. He blew right through the offensive line, right past Wager, and makes a huge play there on first down.
Yeah, untouched, right up the middle, and right to the quarterback with a big sack for the Ames Cyclones.
So Brandon Johnson on the sack, and second down and long for the Black Raiders. 4 receivers split out for Jepson, and it looks like they tried to get a little too anxious there. It'll be a false start. It'll back up. Oh, they'll call a timeout. I thought there was a flag on the field, but there is a timeout, so we'll take a timeout. We'll take one with them. What an exciting matchup. 4 minutes to go before halftime. We are locked at 21.
Josh and Emily are visiting Emily's parents this weekend, where Josh will propose. He's nervous, but not about the ring. Well done, Josh. Well done. Chase is proposing to Ashley at the resort where they first met. Ashley was vacationing with friends, but Chase ended up being her best friend of all, plus some. Every diamond tells a story, but there's no story like yours. And there's no diamond like a Greenberg's diamond. Greenberg's Jewelers, a cut above the rest.
Well, Coach Winklepleck wanted to talk that one over, and he's done. That we are sitting at second down in about 16 for the Black Raiders. Jepson and Wager in the backfield. 4 receivers split out for the Black Raiders. They're going to try to get some of that yardage back after the sack. Looking to go deep. Grimsley, he's got a step. Grimsley just in and out of the hands.
Yeah,
Jepson let that one a little short.
Looked like he was coming over he was trailing it, and it was close to a big hookup, but just off the mark.
And I tell you what, something that you probably don't see on camera is when Jepson set back to throw that ball, Grimsley and the DB were side by side. As soon as that ball comes off of Jepson's hand, Grimsley hits that secondary speed and is able to take off. Something to watch out, because even when you think you're with him, you're not. Third down and long for the Black Raiders. Now a pass play looking to set up the screen. Jepson rolling out. What a move. Gets Johnson off his feet. He's still scrambling, and now Johnson they're going to call him down. I think he landed on top of an Ames defender, but they will mark him down by contact, and it'll bring up fourth down, able to get to the line of scrimmage again are the Black Raiders, but it is fourth down and long, and they are forced to punt again.
Yeah, good defensive stop there by Ames. Getting that sack to start off was huge, and then it and missing the big pass. So then you're with a penalty, you're third and really long. So
yeah, Brandon Johnson making 2 big plays there. First the sack, and then the near sack, and getting Jepson to scramble around. Now this punt low. Burrell has it, takes off to run. Jacob Burrell has to dodge inside and will not make it to the line to gain. So the Little Cyclones will take over inside the 40-yard line with some momentum here.
Yeah, looked like he might have a chance to make it. Then he got ran down there, and Ames is sitting in good field position.
Ames, don't look now, has a chance to go into the halftime with the lead. We'll sit here. This one as good as advertised here on Metro Sports. 38 yards out after the turnover on downs by the Little Cyclones, and this game has gone back and forth. It is a chess match between the two coaches. Crowner on one side and Winklepleck on the other. 4 receivers split out for Cantawine. He looks to throw. First play, will throw it deep. Roberts is not going to make it, as that's good defensive coverage by the sophomore Chris Ford. And that one is incomplete, but they tried to take a shot right away.
Yeah, take a shot right away. Chris Ford played that really nice. The sophomore DB was right in his hip pocket, turned on the ball.
Good play there. If not, Roberts and Cantawine would have hooked up again as they opened up this scoring with the first touchdown drive, and they wanted to put the last touchdown in a bow on what was a great first half by the Little Cyclones. Still just under 3 minutes to go before we reach halftime here on Metro Sports. Cantawine will hand this off, and up the middle, a lot of room to gallop. And it will blow the play dead before it started. It'll be a false start. But squirting free on that run was Wesley Essick, and it'll be negated by a false start penalty, so it'll back up the Little Cyclones. But I don't know if it was just due to the blowing of the whistle, but that was a 15 yards before contact on a run up the middle. That's kind of concerning.
Yeah, he shot up there. Yeah, I don't know if the whistle went quick and everybody released, but yeah, he hit it up the middle hard.
And the flag was in the air. I would assume that, especially with how this defensive front has played all year, they heard the whistles before we did up here, and they let off. But regardless, it now sets up second and 15. Then they hand off again and almost losing the football. They tried to go back to Essick, and he's taken down for a loss on the play. Good stop there by the defensive line of the Black Raiders, and now 3rd and long, obvious passing or screenplay situation for the Little Cyclones. They try to set up that screenplay on the previous 2nd and long, and what does Cantawine do? Well, he scrambles for 17 yards. So
yeah, I would almost have a spy on him going after him the whole time. Just somebody spying him and attacking him right away, because he's their big playmaker with his feet or with his arm. So it's important East gets off, tries to get off the field on this, because we got a timeout here.
Timeout at the 2:01 mark, taken by Ames. It's their final timeout of the half, and we'll take another one with them. It's been an exciting first half here on Metro Sports Television.
With 30 different career pathways to explore, the Sioux City Career Academy offers a new approach to high school. A program of the Sioux City Community School District, the Career Academy is open to all high school students from Sioux City and the surrounding school districts. Students in the Career Academy are able to pursue their passions and gain real-world experiences, all while earning college credit. Visit SiouxCitySchools.org to explore your pathway to the future.
.201 left to go before halftime, and we promised you a great one, and so far it's lived up to the hype. 21 all on the Prime Bank scoreboard as Ames has a chance to take the lead for the first time since their opening drive here in this contest. Cantawine now back to pass and passing downs. Scrambles forward and still on his feet, but will be taken down on the outside. Good tackle there by Breifogel, and I believe Kasongo on the stop.
Yeah, good pursuit there. Didn't want to. They kind of contained him pretty well. Receivers covered down the field. Looks like Dane Milton's been in there now this last series too, so I didn't know. But good coverage down there. Loggins, Ford,
and looks like a Little Cyclone is down, so we'll take a quick break and be back here after this on Metro Sports Television.
Bob Rose presents Do You Know Pizza? The exciting trivia game where if you don't know pizza, just wing it. True or false? Each year, a whopping 5 billion pizzas are consumed throughout the world.
Mamma mia, that's a lot of pizza.
Bob Bros knows pizza, and they know how to feed a hungry family. Pizza, wings, burgers, chicken, and more. Bob Bros, where good food and good times gather.
All fourth down here after the timeout for the injured Little Cyclone, and on the ground is Marshawn Cochran, and he's able to get onto his feet. Looks like to be a ankle injury, but able to get off the field, so good to see that. And fourth down now, Jeps, and they're kind of in no punting situation. That's a long field goal. So, I mean, maybe they try to punt and get East backed up
deep and try to get the half at 21-21.
21-21. If you're East, I don't think you need the big play right away if you do get the football. But the middle of the field's going to be open. You got to obviously try to get your run established again, to maybe multi-dimensional. That's the way this offense works. We'll see what they come out with in punting formation are the Little Cyclones. And then with that, the Raiders will call their second timeout. And Jepson will stay here. And I think, obviously the Little Cyclones set up to punt. With a good punt, you're going to be backed up right around or inside your 10-yard line. You'll have one timeout and a minute 40, minute 35 to play with. Playbook obviously still wide open. Running plays, there needs to be a little bit of a sense of urgency. You obviously want to play the outside boundaries, but anything inside, I think if you're Jepson in company, you have to take what the defense gives you to move up and down the field.
Yeah, I would take, if you can get, a good quick 10, 20, 30 yards, get it moving. I mean, if you go second and long or something, I think Ames is down to their timeouts. I don't know how.
The Ames is out. East has one left.
You don't want to get them in good field position either. You could definitely run the clock out if you wanted to also.
Punting this ball is Austin McKintry, the junior. And punt again, snap low. This time punt high, end over end, will be downed. It'll go into the back of the end zone. So a nice break there by the Black Raiders. But that one hung up in the air for a while, and if that had any side kick to it, they would have been inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, just took a direct bounce into the end zone, and the Black Raiders get a break, so this will give them a little field position. And, I got to believe Coach Goodman will like to dial up and get that 2-minute offense going.
With 1:35, I knew I was going to be close on that 1:35. 1:35 left to go after the punt. 80 yards, or even getting into, because you have a solid field goal kicker, even getting into field goal range is definitely doable with one timeout. We'll see what the offense dials up here for the Black Raiders. Fake handoff, Jepson will roll out. Has a man open over the middle, and it's dropped! He had John Yates with some separation.
Oh, good play. You got to bring that one in. Hit him. John Yates, a sure receiver, but boy, that would have been a huge play.
John Yates, barring the safety play, and that's a quick safety by Braxton Brown, might have been able to make the play, but John Yates with some separation might have been able to take that one in for 6.
Yeah, good route coming across the field, rolling to the right. Wide open in that area, that middle of the field, he was wide open. So, yeah, missed opportunity.
I'll dial it up on second down. Not really any time off the clock, only 6 seconds, so 1:29, second down and 10. This time it'll be a screen to the outside. They do get it into the hands of Yates, and he cuts to the inside. And there he goes down the sideline. He'll be pushed out of bounds, but John Yates makes up for the drop there and gains, and now they're in just on the outside fringe of field goal range at about the 36-yard line. They marked him out at the 37. So that's a big play right there, Jeff.
Nice little move. Thought he was going to go out of bounds, but then he put a move on and right down the sideline, and he makes up, for that last pass, and he's probably feeling a lot better now.
Coaches on that go, no. Oh, yes, okay, that's fine. They fake the pitch. It'll be a screen play to Wagger, and that one tackled nicely as the getting inside the line to block is Colden Bray, another captain on the defensive side of the ball. Makes a big play there because that could have gone for more than 10.
Yeah, made a nice play and sniffed that out. One guy there, and here they go in the hurry up.
2nd and 11. They throw the screen out to Grimsley. Grimsley with the wheels. Stays to the outside. Grimsley almost is able to tightrope the sideline, but will have a first down at the 25-yard line. And he's still with a timeout, 46 seconds, plenty of time now for this offense. You can really dig into a bag of tricks here.
The only thing that stopped him was the sideline there. Boy, he saw that open field and he was taking off.
Now 1st down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Jepson has Wagger in the backfield. They send Yates in motion. Yates on a wheel route is open. They try to throw it over the shoulder and just out of the reach of John Yates. That was a good play there, but even better, read and played by the cornerback, by the Little Cyclones. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, nice wheel route there, but boy, the DB there really hung tight to John Yates and no separation at all, so probably best to overthrow that one.
Not sure any time went off the clock on that one. 41 seconds still remains until halftime. 21 all. And we're ready to go here. Yates again in motion. Jepson rolls out, throws over the middle, and that one is hauled in. And catching that one, and what a snag.
Quentin Ashcroft, boy, right in between two guys. That was an impressive catch, and he took a hit.
Big catch. I thought that one almost got intercepted. They set up to spike it, and they will do with 27 seconds. So now, inside the 5-yard line, you can almost run a run play here.
Yeah, I'm not even sure why they did spike it, with 20,
I'm not looking
27 seconds
at the substitution here, but they do bring in for Shepard Monte Casango a jump ball opportunity on our far side as Ames looks like they're trying to shade a safety over to this side, but could be jump ball opportunity. We've seen it before. Now single coverage. Now they will bring Casango to the inside with fresh play clock. They switch it back again. They're trying to...
I think you got a one-on-one on this receiver.
Do have a one-on-one. They look to throw. Again, jump ball. Monte tries to one-hand it. I saw when he came in, and I thought that the defense by Ames were going to play that nicely, but they were able to switch up their looks, and it was one-on-one coverage. And I like those odds against 6'6", 220, but just out of the reach for Casango. But it'll be 2nd down, or 3rd down, excuse me.
3rd down with that spike, so yeah.
3rd down, 22 seconds left to go. And again, if they clear out the middle of the field, you can still run it with a timeout. 22 seconds left to go. Wagger is in the backfield with Jepson. Jepson throws the quick out, and it's caught in the corner of the end zone. That time he went to Quentin Ashcroft.
Boy, that was a nice quick out, though. Yeah, almost like a timing route there. Jepson hooking up with Ashcroft, and those guys have been playing ball since they've been in 3rd grade.
And that is just a beautiful timing, beautiful route. You see the connection of those two. That ball was thrown before really the break of Ashcroft's route. Turned around, put it right in his stomach, and that's an easy catch. And that's what the Black Raiders need going into halftime, especially receiving the kick coming out from the break.
Like you said, big score there, especially getting the ball to start the second half. Puts them in a really prime position to extend the lead once they get out of halftime. Burrell with the connection, and he's 33 out of 34 now.
And you can keep that, keep telling them the totals. I'm not going to throw a jinx in there at all. But it is the Black Raiders who find themselves leading with 19 seconds to go, 28-21 on the Prime Bank scoreboard. We'll take a quick break. Be back with the concluding seconds here on Metro Sports Television.
Banking isn't just about financial products. It's about service and what we can do for you. Those personal touches are at the core of who we are at Central Bank. Decisions are made locally by people who get to know you. And while a lot has changed since 1877, we're still committed to our customers and to being the best bank in every community we serve. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Back here, and after the quick out to Ashcraft, the Black Raiders find themselves with a nice cushion here, 7-point cushion with 19 seconds left to go before we reach our Greenberg's Jewelers halftime. And I tell you what, we have a lot to talk about during the halftime show. Jeff says this game started off slow and methodical with their opening drive by the Little Cyclones, but it has been all fireworks after that. This one here, if it stays down. That one is received and nearly taken in by the Black Raiders, but Torian Cotton gets his hands on that at the 21-yard line, so 17 seconds remaining.
And yeah, we've had a high-paced action first half here today. A lot of big plays, and it's been a track meet here.
It has. Track season doesn't start for more than just a couple months, but the speed has been on display here, and we'll see what Cantawine and company do. He does have 5 receivers split out 5 wide formation. And Cantawine will throw the screen over to Roberts. Roberts trying to shake free to the outside and will get out of bounds after a nice gain on first down. The Little Cyclones with no timeouts have to use the sidelines wisely, and only 10 seconds left. It'll be 2nd down and 1. You're going to almost have to take a shot on this play.
Yeah, they're coming out still being aggressive. I mean, you got nothing to lose. Maybe try to throw one downfield or a hook and ladder. Or that always used to be the play back in our day at the end, the old hook and ladder. It's kind of, and it was effective sometimes too.
They got Dane Milton as the deep safety do the Black Raiders, and they will use their final timeout of the half. And we'll take one with them. 10 seconds left to go here on Metro Sports. You want to stick with us for the halftime show.
Today's banking is about so much more than numbers. It's about people. It's about community. It's about the next generation. Banking is personal. That's what we believe. And that's why we'll always put you first. Northwest Bank. Commitment you can bank on.
Back here at Metro Sports and Coach Winkelpleck and company, the main message in that huddle is you cannot get beat deep. 10 seconds remaining, 70 yards separates a 7-point lead to a tie ball game. And now they set a couple receivers and some DBs some 20 yards off the football, and out there playing deep safety is Grimsley. So they have the speed, they have the receivers out there just in case if Cantawine tries anything. Snap nearly mishandled. Cantawine now has to scramble and will slide down, and that will be
now after they set
enough
the
for
chains.
A first down. Once they set the chains, it should run the rest of the clock out. With just 4 seconds left to go. As it looks like the offensive line is starting to kind of climb to the locker room, and that's how we will end this exciting first half. The Black Raiders lead 28-21 on the Prime Bank scoreboard. We'll take a quick break and be back with our Greenberg's Jewelers halftime show.
KCAU and Metro Sports TV have teamed up to give you the most complete sports coverage in Siouxland. Watch live full broadcasts of local high school sports on SiouxlandProud.com. Just click live sporting events under the sports tab. KCAU 9 and Metro Sports TV. We're Siouxland proud.
Josh and Emily are visiting Emily's parents this weekend, where Josh will propose. He's nervous, but not about the ring. Well done, Josh. Well done. Chase is proposing to Ashley at the resort where they first met. Ashley was vacationing with friends, but Chase ended up being her best friend of all, plus some. Every diamond tells a story, but there's no story like yours. And there's no diamond like a Greenberg's diamond. Greenberg's Jewelers, a cut above the rest.
Mitchell Electric, providing top-of-the-line electrical service since 1975. Mitchell Electric can help you solve your electrical needs with upgrades, remodeling, new construction, rewiring, and troubleshooting, among the many services Mitchell Electric provides. Let Mitchell Electric light up your world today. Mitchell Electric, proud sponsor of Dakota Valley Athletics.
Go Panthers!
Bob Rose presents Do You Know Pizza? The exciting trivia game where if you don't know pizza, just wing it. True or false? Romanian Christian Jimitru ate 200 pounds of pizza in a week.
Mamma mia, that's a lot of pizza.
Bob Bros knows pizza, and they know how to feed a hungry family. Pizza, wings, burgers, chicken, and more. Bob Bros, where good food and good times gather.
When the leaves start to turn, that means summer's over. So head to Baumgars now for your pre-winter needs. In one stop, you'll find leaf rakes and winterizing fertilizers for your lawn, plus batteries and antifreeze for your car, weather strip, caulk, and pest control for your home, and warmer clothing for you. There's shelter for your pets and heaters, including electric, propane, and kerosene to keep you warm. From the Midwest to the Rockies, Baumgars is your fall weatherization headquarters.
H2O for You is your water store. H2O for You is the solution for cleaner dishes, clothes, showers, and tubs, and water that tastes fantastic. Your water store will even test your family's water for free. And all of our equipment comes with free basic installation. Having issues with your current water system? Your water store services most brands. Have the clean, soft, great-tasting water your family deserves. Go to softwater.com or call 258-SOFT today.
Banking isn't just about financial products. It's about service and what we can do for you. Those personal touches are at the core of who we are at Central Bank. Decisions are made locally by people who get to know you. And while a lot has changed since 1877, we're still committed to our customers and to being the best bank in every community we serve. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Tees to Please, custom printed sportswear, 1008 West 7th Street, Sioux City, Iowa. Specializing in screen printed t-shirts, long sleeve tees, crew necks, and hooded sweatshirts. We have in-house artists creating custom graphics and designs. We also produce custom awards, trophies, plaques, and medals. For all your custom printed needs, Tees to Please, Sioux City, or online at teestopleaseonline.com.
Take the ride to Wattie's Bar and Grill. Enjoy delicious burgers, steak tips, wings, and the best pizza around. Get a Chief's Bloody Mary and make sure to grab a half-gallon to take home. Take the ride to Wattie's Bar and Grill in Hudson, South Dakota.
This perfect ring is for Allie from Zach. They married without a diamond ring right before Zach went to serve his country. And now he's back. Jake and Sarah successfully pitched a big client together over a year ago. They got along very well. So well, in fact, Jake's about to pitch Sarah a proposal. Every diamond tells a story, but there's no story like yours. And there's no diamond like a Greenberg's diamond. Greenberg's Jewelers, a cut above the rest.
Today's banking is about so much more than numbers. It's about people. It's about community. It's about the next generation. Banking is personal. That's what we believe. And that's why we'll always put you first. Northwest Bank. Commitment you can bank on.
Up to your neck and trying to swim through confusing insurance policy choices? Well, before you drown in coverage you don't need, contact Allstate agent Ryan Stussy. Ryan will help you assess your immediate and also long-term needs so you can clearly choose options catered to your home, personal property, or financial future. Contact Ryan and review your coverage today. 605-377-6776. Don't drown in coverage that you don't need. Stay afloat with Allstate agent Ryan Stussy. 605-377-6776.
A lot happens in Siouxland every day.
KCAU 9 News cuts through the noise every day to bring what's happening around your community into focus.
Amplifying what matters in Siouxland.
Your time is valuable.
So when this happens, and this happens,
And this, count on KCAU 9 News to bring you what matters.
KCAU 9 News. We are Siouxland proud.
Back at the Greenberg's halftime show, Greenberg's Jewelers, where every diamond tells a story. We'll tell a story here of how we got off to the scoring. First, the Little Cyclones scored with a pass completion to Jeff Roberts of 13 yards. That one responded by nicely by the Raiders, Jepson to Grimsley for 41 yards. After a muffed punt, 2-yard run by Miles Wager, and that ended the scoring after the first quarter. It was 14-7. Black Raiders, and then the scoring really ramped up. A 65-yard double pass to Brandon Swanson took the ball game to dead knotted at 14. 65-yard screen to Miles Wager put the Black Raiders up 21-14. A 12-yard connection to Brendan Swanson made it 21-all, and then the last play before the half for offense for the Raiders was that out route to Quentin Ashcraft by Cal Jepson, and the offenses have been working a lot. It's going to be the defenses that have to make adjustments here at halftime. Both coaches will talk it over with their squads, and with 7 minutes left, they're going to have to be doing a lot of talking. Players are going to have to do a lot of listening, and we'll take a break and be back with our East High football legend, Rick Wager, after this break.
KCAU and Metro Sports TV have teamed up to give you the most complete sports coverage in Siouxland. Watch live full broadcasts of local high school sports on SiouxlandProud.com. Just click live sporting events under the sports tab. KCAU 9 and Metro Sports TV. We're Siouxland proud.
Iowa Lakes is the biggest bang for your buck. I don't know why you wouldn't come here. There's more to community colleges than you think. It's not just go to class and go home. There's still so many fun things you can do on campus. I made some great friendships with my professors. Like, I wanted to go to class. I wanted to do their assignments. You know, I liked the challenge that they gave me. And I think that makes a world of difference. I couldn't have asked for more. My name is Lauren Flayhardy, and I think Iowa Lakes is the perfect place to be.
This perfect ring is for Allie from Zach. They married without a diamond ring right before Zach went to serve his country. And now he's back. Jake and Sarah successfully pitched a big client together over a year ago. They got along very well. So well, in fact, Jake's about to pitch Sarah a proposal. Every diamond tells a story, but there's no story like yours. And there's no diamond like a Greenberg's diamond. Greenberg's Jewelers, a cut above the rest.
You don't just play, you game. United Sports Academy at CNOS Fieldhouse has every field for every player. 20,000 square feet of turf, 3 batting cages, volleyball courts, basketball courts, pickleball, and more. If you got game, you got to get to United Sports Academy. Challenge yourself and sign up for programs, teams, or even rent the facility. Lessons, sports clinics, and training for every athlete. Get your game on at United Sports Academy. Online at usportsacad.com.
Back here on the Greenberg's Jewelers halftime show, and it is our East High football legend, and that is none other than Rick Wager. Jeps, is Miles' dad? What has Miles' dad, Rick, meant to this program when he played, all the way back in 79 and 80 for this football team?
Well, when you think of the Wager name, you think of really good running backs, because the whole family has been blessed, from Rick to his boys being really good running backs, being able to handle the ball and go for big yards, good speed. But Rick Wager himself, I remember when I was a kid coming and watching him here at It was Robert Stadium, Olson Stadium. Played on some outstanding East teams that went to the playoffs. It was the Wager-Prout show, and those two guys were speed, and they attacked, and they ran hard, and they played in front of some full stadiums here. Rick was also an outstanding track guy, like state champion in the 100 meters, or qualified every year, or in the 2 or 3 years in the 100. One of the fastest guys in the state of Iowa. Those guys both, Wager and Prout, went up to South Dakota State, became All-Americans at South Dakota State running the ball. So it was a 1-2 tandem. Back then, if you threw 3 times a game, that was big. They ran the ball, and it was the way we called it the Wager-Prout show for 2 years. And Rick was one of the top running backs in the state, all states, and then he carried that up to South Dakota State, where he was an All-American, all NCC, and did an outstanding job playing for the Jackrabbits. And I just remember watching him so many games. We came to every home game, and even the games at Heelan or local, so was able to watch him many times in his high school career, and just an outstanding athlete. And then to carry it over, I mean, his son Brandon, that went to Heelan and played at Iowa, scored a touchdown in the Orange Bowl. Played here at Morningside, played for the Carolina Panthers, had an NFL career. Just, you know, the Wager family, you just think of that as running backs. Jack Wager himself went to Purdue, and here you got Miles Wager, that's just having an outstanding 2 years here at East High. Not only the rushing, but he's getting a lot of rushing yards on pass catches too. So his rushing yards and pass yards combined are, you know, equaling up to about 1,000 yards, and just a good kid. And boy, Rick should be just extremely proud of the family he has. And not only that, Brandon's son is now an athlete at Sergeant Bluff too. So there's more Wagers to come. He was quarterback on our team that we played in the 8th grade this year. So, but Rick Wager, definitely a legend here at East High. Played for Terry Stevens and played in those glory days of the late 70s and 80s, where the only show in Morningside on Football Fridays was East High.
There you go, and that is our East High legend, Rick Wager. And you know, we got a whole half to play, but it looks like possibly his son could walk away with our Wall of Fame player of the game. Miles already with 2 touchdowns on the board for East High as they lead our halftime here at 28-21. We'll be back with closing remarks here on Metro Sports. Don't go anywhere.
Mitchell Electric, providing top-of-the-line electrical service since 1975. Mitchell Electric can help you solve your electrical needs with upgrades, remodeling, new construction, rewiring, and troubleshooting, among the many services Mitchell Electric provides. Let Mitchell Electric light up your world today. Mitchell Electric, proud sponsor of Dakota Valley Athletics.
Go Panthers!
Well, 21-28, definitely not the score we envisioned coming into halftime, Brian, but a score we will take. A very exciting first half. We anticipate an exciting second half. You're looking at this East High team, though. We know not a lot is broken or going wrong offensively. A couple 3-and-outs, but they will fix that. Defensively, what are you going to have to do to try to stop Canton Line, stop this offense, and get just more than a 7-point lead here in the second half?
Yeah, I think Coach Tonga is probably talking to those guys, because they made some good plays on stopping the screens and stopping the plays initially, and then you just got the ability of the quarterback to ad lib, and which just kind of really, you know, all those things you teach those guys to stop a play, and then you got a guy breaking loose, creating time, being able to run, being able to find guys downfield. So I think he's going to be looking at, you know, get some guys to maybe even put a spy on that quarterback, just to rally and hit the quarterback and put a lot of pressure on him. We did see some glimpses of it where they did get some quick pressure and sack him. And I think we're going to see more of that in the second half, and that's what Coach Tong is going to try to get accomplished with his team.
And really quick here, before we take our final break before halftime, as we conclude this Greenberg-Steelers halftime show, every score or every drive is important to score on. How important, coming out of the half with a 7-point lead, East gets the ball, how important is it to drive down the field and score if you're a Black Raider?
Boy, there's nothing more important. Everybody talks about the last possession of the second half, if you got the ball, and then the first possession of the third quarter, if you can put points on the board. So this would be instrumental if East could take the ball, drive it down the field. Not only would you go up 2 scores, 2 touchdowns, and that would seem like the most surmountable score that we've had tonight. So
it would be the biggest lead either team has had, as now we will take another quick break and be back with the last 2 quarters. 24 minutes separates this contest from being over here on Metro Sports Television.
When you add up all the Wi-Fi connected devices in your home these days, you'll be surprised at how many there are and how much bandwidth they're using. Do the math. It just may add up to needing faster Wi-Fi. Premier Communications has you covered with reliable internet speeds up to 1 gig. Keep everything connected with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call at 1-800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking ahead.
Back here as East set to return this second half kick. Back deep to receive is Chris Ford and Loudon Grimsley. And I know we talked about it at the half. If you are just tuning into this matchup, first off, do yourself a favor, watch the rest of the game, go back and watch the first half. It was a doozy. We got a back and forth contest. 28-21 is our score, and you wouldn't know it coming into this contest, but these little Cyclones have a lot of fight in them, even at 1-6. They are going to try to stop East on their first possession of the second half, and East going to try to deliver a bit of a separation blow. This one, onside kick, will bounce, and that one scarily jumped on. It looked like that one was jumped on by Cooper Fritz, and if he didn't grab that, the little Cyclones would have started off with their possession at the 40-yard line, but East gets away from that one. We're fine, and we'll start at the 40-yard line, just 60 yards to go. And that's a move interesting. A lot of times you see that out of the half. Teams are falling asleep, not ready for it. East left on their return coverage, the middle of the field open. So if that ball squirts a little bit past Fritz, it could have been Little Cyclones' ball, but not hurt. It starts off with the Black Raiders. Jepson will pass on first down, out and getting free, fighting for more yardage, and getting close to a first down. That's a good gain on the play. That by John Yates.
Yeah, and I wonder if they'll get back to that. That short passing game is kind of like their run game, getting 5, 6, 7 yards, getting guys out here in the flat and stuff like that. And then it sets them up for the big passes.
Just depends on who's playing cushion. A couple corners playing man up and a couple corners giving 5, 6 yards off. So it's kind of a pick and choose battle for Jepson that time on the carry. Wagger will gain the first down and they will pass midfield. 49 yards to go for the Black Raiders in just 2 plays after the sneaky onside kick attempt by the Little Cyclones. Back to pass as Jepson over the middle, has his man, almost squirting free as Yates, but still a pitch and catch for 24 yards.
And that's the play we saw earlier. They kind of drag him, he rolls out to the right. It's a good, effective play because coming across the field, that guy's hard to pick up.
Ball will be marked at the 26-yard line, so it'll be a pitch and catch of 23 yards. And Jepson and his offense working early. Get the play over from the sideline. And as we kind of figured to open the second half, they've moved the ball just like they did to start the first half. And now a false start penalty will be called, and not the way you wanted an impressive opening drive to start, and you're starting to move now backwards.
I think Loudon wanted to get a quick jump on that. I thought I saw him go just a hair quick.
And when you're out on an island and, ironically sometimes if you're a defender you don't want Loudon Grimsley on an island, but if you're out on an island like that and you flinch a little bit, you're the first person that far line judge sees. So going to throw that flag, and they do back them up 5 yards. So 1st and 15 from outside the 30. That throw is caught and down by contact, will be Austin Shepard. And he'll gain some yardage up to about the 27, 28 yard line. And it'll be 2nd and 11 from the 27.
Gets them back to the original line of scrimmage almost, so got to assume they'll be in a 4-down territory in this spot of the field too.
Burrell has a good leg, but I do think if you gain some yards here on 2nd down, you have a manageable 4th down. They try to throw the fade to the corner to Grimsley. Did he get his feet in? He did not. They say out of bounds, but he tiptoed the sideline. That would have been a miraculous grab, and he just showed off his wheels there.
Let's see if we can see it here on the instant replay. It's hard to tell, though. I mean, we'd have to have one of those special cameras to zoom in on that sideline footage.
And that was, I mean, a great ball. Jepson put it in a spot where Grimsley gets, I think if he puts it farther inbounds, it has a chance to get deflected or intercepted. So put it only where his receiver could get, just ran out of real estate. And it brings up 3rd down. But they are going to take their shots if they need to. Grimsley in motion, they fake it to him. They'll set up a screen over to Wagger. Wagger with blockers and room. Miles Wagger will have the 1st down. And he'll gain 12 when he needed 11. It'll be a 1st down for the Black Raiders outside at the 16-yard line.
Great play design there, I thought. Bringing Grimsley over in motion and stuff and running the screen over there to the left side with 3 blockers out there.
And Grimsley, with his speed and playmaking abilities, will take 1 eye at least, if not 2 with him. Now Jepson throws the out route again, and that one will be a gain of 5 yards as he had Ashcraft on the outside. And this is the pace we've seen from the Black Raiders team. It's quick, get to the huddle, or even if they don't huddle, get this sideline stuff, and they are right back to the ball. It's quick hurry-up offense. 4 receivers split out for Jepson at the 11-yard line. It's 2nd and 5. This time they will pitch it to Grimsley, and Grimsley's in for the touchdown.
They brought him in motion last time as a decoy. This time they flip it to him, and Grimsley in for a nice touchdown.
A 10-yard scamper by Loudon Grimsley. And he has 2 touchdowns on the night. So we talked about Wagger possibly taking our player of the game, and Loudon says, not so fast, my friend. I have 2 touchdowns myself. And this is the extending part of the drive you talked about, Jeff, scoring at the end of the first half, then scoring at the beginning of the second half. It was a tie ball game at 21, and now, barring the extra point, we do have a flag down. It'd be 35-21.
Yeah, and that gives you a little separation, going into the, with pretty much 2 full quarters left. So going up 2 scores is big.
And it will be a penalty. And it looks like it's an encroachment, so Winklepleck will talk it over. It looks like they might send out the offensive unit. And no, they will just keep the PA2 unit on the field and line up Morale for the extra point. I think at this stage, with both teams scoring, if you go for 2 and don't get it, all of a sudden you put yourself in a hole when you really didn't need to. So extra point on the way by Morale, and that is good.
Yeah, it's pretty much money. 34 out of 35 now. I got that stat in my head, so Burrell's doing an outstanding job with the PATs, and he's 3 for 3 on his field goals this year.
And with that sure leg, I think it's obvious for Winklepleck. You move a little bit closer with the encroachment penalty, but if your money, like Morale is, I think you just take the points, the free points at that point, and you find yourself now up 14. Defensively, you don't want to give up the big play, but you can play a little more free with your technique and how you go around this. Look for a little bit more dialed up pressure to try to get Canwine outside of the pocket, not on those quarterback runs, but on plays where you get coverage sacks, get him outside the pocket, and are able to control that line of scrimmage now that they have a cushion.
And I wonder, Mitch, too, if they're going to have to, Ames might have to speed up their game a little bit. They were kind of playing a little more, taking your time, getting to the huddle, stuff like that. Being down, they still got plenty of time now, so they probably can still run effectively. But now you start getting later into the third quarter, and then they got to speed up their offense, and I'm not so sure that that's something that they're used to doing.
They do have the big playability. We saw it on the double pass. But how many more tricks do you have in your bag of plays that will work and be able to fool the defense? Yeah, you talk about this is not the identity of the Little Cyclones to move up and down the field fast. But now finding yourself down 2 scores, you have to score, get a stop on defense, and then go down and score again, and then you find yourself just tied. So a bit of a hole to dig out if you're the Little Cyclones. They will start their drive at the 20-yard line, and we'll see what they do. It's the whole night I talked about trying to keep Cameron Cantonline under wraps, and there's no way to keep him under wraps. He's an athletic kid at a junior. He's 6'2", 190 pounds. He's all of 190. He's shifty. He's quick. And right here, takes off, throws the ball to the outside, has a blocker and room, scampering up the sideline and finally pushed out. And it'll be marked out at around the 46-yard line. So again, at 26 on first down.
And that right there looks like just kind of like it's a quick RPO where he's hit to the sideline and then he just hits the receiver just a few yards ahead of him.
And you really, if you run to the far side, and we talked about not having a quarterback container, a quarterback spy, now you freeze some of those free defensive backs because they have to guard obviously any receivers out in the flat, but then also Cantonline. Set up trying to get the ball snapped as a receiver was open for the Little Cyclones, but they will run it up the middle, and running into a brick wall are the Little Cyclones.
That's big Darian Anderson, I believe, yeah.
Big stop for the Black Raiders.
Yeah, big number 56, Darian Anderson.
Yeah, and he met him right in the hole. That was a big hit.
No gain on the play, so it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Little Cyclones.
8, 10 to go.
This week, too, East is also Claiborne. He's moved down from a safety spot, now playing outside linebacker, too. And I just can kind of focus on him. He can kind of go out in coverage, but he can also play the inside. You got a big time football player than Casey Claiborne that's been doing an outstanding job.
2 sophomores, Claiborne and Ford. Really good players for this secondary unit of the Black Raiders, and we'll get a motion penalty here. Looking to back up the Little Cyclones. It will be a false start. So just like Grimsley did on the last drive, a little bit too anxious is Jeffrey Roberts, and he'll back up the Little Cyclones 5 yards, so it'll be 2nd down and 16 from the 41-yard line for Ames. And when you find yourself down 14, Jeff, moving behind the sticks is not where you want to be.
No, you want to keep your down and distance short.
Cantonline with pressure, scrambles out like he's done all game, trying to gain yards, still on his feet, and he'll be tackled down by, I believe that's Pittenger again.
Yeah, boy, when he comes, he runs hard, though. He's a hard guy to bring down in the open field.
Pittenger gets up a little gimpy on after the tackle, but able to gain 7 yards when he was almost taken down in the backfield. And it brings up 3rd and more manageable now. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
He's kind of a scrambling machine. He can look like Kasanga might even get a hand on him there, and he kind of tucked up under and made a play out of nothing.
A little bit bigger in stature, but reminds me a lot of Kyler Murray. And the more of the Kyler Murray I saw in Oklahoma, where he's able to make big plays with his feet. That time, scampering free and still free, down the sideline, all the way in, missed tackles, will turn into a touchdown for the Little Cyclones. Jeffrey Roberts, there is a flag on the play, so we'll see if this one comes back, but Jeffrey Roberts refusing to go down.
Looks like he was rocked a couple times over there on the sideline, and he bounced off and scampered 50 more yards down the field.
A 52-yard pass completion for the touchdown looks to be negated as the offense is coming back to the side here, and we're awaiting the call. So freeing up Roberts was a blindside block, and it'll back up. It'll be replaying 3rd down, and that is a killer for the Little Cyclones on that one.
Yeah, that's a big penalty. Going from a touchdown to moving them back another 15 yards where it's going to be 3rd and long.
It'll be about 3rd and 16. The blindside block happened at about the 45-yard line. Or they have it at the 45, so it'll be the opposite 40. So it brings up 3rd and 16. And they will have an official's timeout as they want to talk some things over. With 6:59, we'll take a timeout with them here on Metro Sports.
When the leaves start to turn, that means summer's over. So head to Baumgars now for your pre-winter needs. In one stop, you'll find leaf rakes and winterizing fertilizers for your lawn, plus batteries and antifreeze for your car, weather strip, caulk, and pest control for your home, and warmer clothing for you. There's shelter for your pets and heaters, including electric, propane, and kerosene to keep you warm. From the Midwest to the Rockies, Baumgars is your fall weatherization headquarters.
Back after the officials' timeout, both teams still talking it over now. I think most playbooks are thrown out the window, but we've seen 3rd and long, 2nd and long get converted all night long, Brian. And do you have a 3rd and 16 play call in your duffel bag there to pull out for these little Cyclones?
Well, I imagine they're going to rely on their quarterback, try to get him out, roll him out to the left or right, and he's done an outstanding job finding guys open once he creates some space for himself to move.
Needing a 16-yard play here to extend the drive as they find themselves down 14 points after the 10-yard run off the jet sweep by Grimsley to open up the second half for the Black Raiders. Canton Wine in the backfield. He's dangerous with his feet, and don't think that 16 yards is too much for him to gain. He's playing soft coverage on the outside. Canton Wine, pressure in his face. Kasongo nearly has him. The ball's out, and it's recovered by the Black Raiders. I believe that's Jack Omen. Monte Kasongo got his hand on it.
Looked like Monte stripped it from behind or something. Yeah.
Poked it free from Canton Wine, and then there, Jack Omen jumps on it, and now East High has great field position, up 14.
Yeah, big turnover there by Ames, and puts East Black Raiders in prime position to go up 3 scores now.
And all what could have been in the end of the half if Ames is able to keep East High out of the end zone on the out route to Ashcraft, and all of a sudden the dominoes start to fall for East High, and they're stacking them up. And they find themselves with 1st down and 10 at the 34-yard line. That'll be a nice completion to Grimsley.
Nice little route there, little comeback on the sideline, and
gain of 7.5. Give them 2 yards, 2.5, 3 yards to go.
And the one thing Cal can do pretty good is he can throw on the run to the left and right. I've been watching him all year, and he's pretty accurate throwing on the run.
Both quarterbacks done a good job of throwing on the move tonight, and this time Grimsley set up in the backfield at running back. They will hand it off on a reverse. Now the ball's out from Grimsley. Tackled on the play and trying to make something work. Grimsley gets to the outside, and that's going to be a block that nicely applied by Wager, but it will be a blind side block, and it'll back up the Black Raiders. But that nice play by Brandon Johnson, we should call his name a couple times, popped the ball free from Grimsley, picks it up, and tries to make something happen, and then the block comes from the outside.
There was a lot happening on that play. The handoff, the fumble, the scoop of the fumble, blindside block.
I believe that block might have actually been on Austin Shepard. We'll see who they get the guilty party here.
Blindside block on the offense, number 32.
Now it will be on Wager. And so you kind of have to, it's hard because you get in front of the defender, but with their head peeled around to the other side, you can't make contact with them. I understand Wager's trying to set up the seal block to free Grimsley. It's just in that point you have to almost just stand there with your hands up and let them run into you.
Yeah, you get yourself in a tough position and you're moving so fast. Sometimes you just can't take yourself out of that situation.
Now it's 2nd down and 26. 2nd and 26 for the Black Raiders, ball at the 50-yard line. We've seen some weird down and distances here tonight. If you're playing along with your bingo card, I guarantee you, using that free space, you've knocked at least one off. It'll be a pitch to Grimsley, and Grimsley, with some wheels and some room to run, tries to shake and bake and gain more yards, and will get to about the 42-yard line. And it'll set up 3rd down and long for the Black Raiders. On the tackle again on that one, guess who? Brandon Johnson. He's been all over the football tonight for the Little Cyclones.
Yeah, he's had quite a night. Yeah, he has been all over the field, making play after play for the Cyclones.
Going to our game up in Sioux Falls at halftime, tied 7-all at half. Great contest up there between number 1 and number 2. Brad Newitt on the call up there. And what a great game that is going to be. Jepson pumps, throws deep, has a man, it's caught, now it's dropped! Incomplete and out of the hands of Quentin Ashcraft.
Boy, he put that right on the money, and I thought he looked like he went 2 steps with it. That would have been just quite a heck of a completion there. Man.
And that would have been down to the 5-yard line, a 38-yard completion, what would have been, but incomplete, and it'll force East High to punt after the quick movement by East High, a good stop by the Little Cyclones. They look to get the ball back. We'll have 2 returners back. Looks like Parker Evanson and Braxton Brown deep back to return for the Little Cyclones. And Jacob Rowell set to punt. Snap is good, kick is on its way, and that one trying to angle towards this sideline, but will hit inside the end zone, so that's where the Little Cyclones will start their second drive of the second half at the 20-yard line. And you know, time did come off the clock there, but you still find yourself only down 14.
Yeah, that was a big stop. You know, Ames getting the ball back in that situation because East was kind of primed to that they had completed that first pass. It looks like they're moving right down the field, and then you get the penalty. And
yeah, with just the way that the Little Cyclones have moved the football today, besides a couple of their big plays, 21 points isn't quite unsurmountable, but it's a definite big hole you do not want to be in. They fake the screen and doing it with his legs, Houdini-like. The whole time in the backfield is Cantonwine, and he turns a sack into a 5-yard gain. There's not many quarterbacks that East has faced all year that are able to do that, and you know, it's something where if you normally have a quarterback that's more of a statue in the backfield, that's more of a pocket passer, and you play solid defense, you're good in coverage, you can just pin your ears back and go. But when they're getting after him, no matter what side of the offensive line moves, Cantonwine's getting out and scrambling for yards.
Yeah, no, he's a pretty impressive player, and taking Ames on his shoulders tonight.
Now rolls out a jump pass, nearly intercepted as he threw it in the direction of Kason Claiborne, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 5 from the 25-yard line, and that's, every yard in this second half is going to be important, but these 5 yards seem to be super important for the Little Cyclones right now, as they are only 16 minutes and 45 seconds away from this one going final.
Yeah, Claiborne did a good job locking that guy up. Really no room for him to go, and I don't even know if the receiver turned on the ball when he was throwing it.
A good pressure on the outside, forcing Cantonwine to throw it earlier than he wants to. Now he tucks and runs, dodges inside, and has a 1st down. Cantonwine bounced outside, and it'll be taken out of bounds after a gain past the 36-yard line. And we talked about it there. Play breaks down. It's never a broken play, and almost you feel like with the way that Cantonwine has ran the ball today, he almost wants the play to break down because he's able to be so effective when he moves his legs outside of the pocket.
And he did a great job. He made a couple guys miss. It looked like he was going to get hit for just a no gain there, and it looked like he sidestepped, and next thing you know, he picks up at 5 to 10 yards.
They get a fresh set of downs and are able to extend a drive, a desperate drive that the Little Cyclones need. This time it will be a handoff to Johnson. Johnson keeping his feet moving forward with a good front by East. It's only going to give him 2 yards, and then they force him down.
That interior there did a good job because Sanga looked like on the tackle, but Darian Anderson in there and filling in those linebacker spots with Breifogel.
Johnson seems to come in and at halfback and give Cantwine a little bit of a breather because although Cantwine can throw it, it's been almost designated more as a running back tonight. And both of them set off in the backfield again. Cantwine scrambles. Montague had him in his grasp and loses it. Cantwine, and now is in the hands of Anderson, and he'll be taken down by Darren Anderson.
Slippery there. Boy, it looks like he's got to go down, and he's able to break tackles.
Yeah, and I'm telling, like, he has the same type of shiftiness. Big 12 guy, Iowa State guy. Watched Kyler Murray play at Jack Trice Stadium. He isn't as shifty and quick as Kyler Murray, but has that same kind of feel when he has the football. And he puts that one hard plant step in the ground, and he is cutting back ferociously quick. It's 3rd down and 5 here. Cantwine rolls out. Claiborne on Chase, and they'll try to throw it deep. This one in no man's land, and nearly making an incredible play is Jeff Roberts, but that one nicely contested by Chris Ford. And a flag will be in the area of holding or an eligible man downfield. We might have another one of those, Jeps.
Another one, yeah. Looks like that was Dane Milton out there. Or both those guys, Dane and Ford, weren't they?
Back in coverage, good way either side for the defensive unit for Sioux City East. And I tell you what, the big boys want a reception. Need to signal as an eligible receiver next time you run a route, but
they could possibly go for it here. I mean, really. I mean, the way, especially rolling him out, he's been.
And you only have 15 minutes. The way that East is able to now almost play the opposite of how they want to. They could run the clock out if they'd like, or they can do a 1 or 2 play drive and put themselves up by even more. And now you're already down 14, going down 21 would almost be insurmountable going into that 4th quarter.
Yeah, that would be tough to come back, especially having a hard time stopping East offense. They've had trouble pretty much all night. A lot of their stops have been by penalties.
They'll talk it over, and like you talked about, Ryan, before the timeout, I would not be surprised if Little Cyclones come out and go for it here. I mean, the heck with giving East a short field. You've given them it a couple times, and it looks like the offense is going to come back out.
Sometimes they've been tougher with the shorter field. When this is at a longer field,
Hey, your defense is able to play shorter in them. It's always harder offensively because they'll all of a sudden those long breaking plays are, you're confined into a shoebox. So on 4th and 5, they look to pass. A man open over the middle, and he had his receiver. And that one in and out of the hands of Brendan Swanson, who has 2 touchdowns on the day.
Yeah, it was a ball that was catchable. I mean, you might have saw there was the East guy. We don't from here, but there was a East guy coming up in the area, so you might have heard some footsteps. But that was a catchable ball.
Now East will set up at the 42-yard line, and not that every drive isn't a must-score drive, but I feel like this one, getting out of the 3rd quarter, going into the 4th up 21, you would all but put the last nail in the coffin, but we'll see what East has. 42 yards out, Jepson back to pass. Throws this one downfield, and it'll be incomplete, falling complete. And bringing pressure again, Brandon Johnson, number 19. There's 2 of him on the field, or he is just doing all the work that he can.
Yeah, he was coming off the edge pretty hard. I don't know if it maybe made Cal throw the ball a little early before Shepard could get out of his break, but yeah, he's been hustling and playing a hard game tonight.
We're gonna have to. Looks like they're gonna bring Wagger to the side to maybe chip Johnson on this play, and we'll hand it off to Johnson and hand it off to Wagger, and getting tackled for a loss on the play. That's a great tackle and great pursuit angle by number 50, Bretton Winkley.
Yeah, he did a good job stretching that out and making the play.
Brenton Winky makes the tackle, and it's 3rd down and 12. So maybe you're right, Jeff. They'll give them the short field. They can stop them. 3rd down, big conversion coming up here for the Black Raiders. They fake the pass to Grimsley, and now Cal just going to step out of bounds and nearly hit late.
He might have done a little acting there.
A little bit.
Yeah, he's he bounced up pretty quick.
That's the leading tackler on the team, Jackson Winky. 25 tackles on a tackle for loss. We'll add another tackle for loss there and actually be credited with a sack on the play. And just like that, Little Cyclones moving the ball their way and force a punt for the Black Raiders. That took a minute and 20 seconds off the clock, Jeps. Just little to know where to go for the Black Raiders, and they're forced to punt again. Little Cyclones bring pressure here. Morale able to get that one away. They'll bounce and has a chance to be down, but will go into the end zone, and that's where the Little Cyclones will start, 20-yard line. So we started off, we'll stay here. We started off the 3rd quarter with the East drive. We scored with 10 yards out from Grimsley on the jet sweep. After that, both defenses have tightened
up a little bit and made some plays. Yeah, absolutely. You've seen the punters a little bit more this half.
Right. Hey, this is football in Iowa. If you're an Iowa Hawkeye fan, this is the football you like to see. First half was a little more Cyclone football. Second half, we're going to play some Hawkeye football. They sit up 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. 2:05 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Canton Wine does a QB keeper, and Jack Oman has him in his grasp, but Canton Wine churning his legs is able to pick up 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 5 from the 25.
Yeah, he's still getting 5 yards there, but his motor's still turning, and boy, I think he's gonna be pretty sore tomorrow. All the carries and hits that he's taken tonight.
He's been their real workhorse throughout the season. He's their leading passer and leading rusher. He's thrown it 133 times coming into tonight and ran it 106 times. He's got over nearly 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns on the season.
So he's been the guy that's handled the ball the most. But like you said, he's a true dual threat, run throw type quarterback, and you got to be concerned about his legs and as well as his arm.
And Cameron Cantwine keeping the ball on that last play and gaining about a yard and a half. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3. And only a junior, Jeff, so he'll be back next year. A lot of building blocks on this Ames team. Cotton a junior, Roberts a junior. Some other key sophomore pieces that they bring back. So although this team not seeing the win column a lot this year, definitely poised to have a rebound year next year. And carrying the ball, also a junior, Brandon Johnson, number 19. We've called his number a bunch tonight, done it on the offensive side and the defensive side. Those key pieces of Johnson and Cantwine coming back next year for their senior season. This Ames team's going to be the Ames of old of what we've seen, of having 6 to 7 wins on the season.
Yeah, no, they got a lot of things to look forward to next year, and and they've been playing tonight. They've been playing an outstanding game, and looking at last week's game, it was just a 4 or 5 point game with a tumble, right down to the wire. So yeah, they definitely got some things that looks good for their future.
Cantwine nearly sacked by Kasongo. Now will make stuff happen. Floats a pass out to the outside. Room to run and Gallup. Cotton trying to escape the tackle of Ford, and he does, but then is taken down on the outside. I believe that was by Tanner Hamilton, number 8. Can't make out the number on the far side as he turns around. Hamilton does make the tackle.
Another sophomore in the secondary. East a young team too.
Hey, these teams are going to battle
pretty much returning defense start 8 or 9 underclassmen. Offense the same thing. So a lot of returners on both teams.
Do lose some key seniors if you are the Black Raiders as we hit the end of our 3rd quarter. We'll take a break. I'm tired of talking. I don't know about you, but Jeps. But it is 35-21. East leads this contest. We'll be back with the fourth quarter here on Metro Sports Television.
Cleaner dishes, tubs, sinks, and more? Call H2O4U at 258-SOFT. Want softer hair, skin, clothes, and towels? Call 258-SOFT. Want safe, clean drinking water? Call 258-SOFT. Have an existing water system that you want checked? Call 258-SOFT for the $69 Serviceman Special. Want a free water test? Call 258-SOFT. Great water is all we do at H2O4U. Call 712-258-SOFT or go to softwater.com.
12 minutes separate the Black Raiders from going to 6-2, and I know we want to focus on this contest right now, Brian, but it's really hard for me not to look to next week, where these Black Raiders go to Johnston in a matchup that in district play will, both these teams will make the playoffs, Johnston and East, I feel, but this is for next week. Who plays at home for one, if not possibly 2 games? It's huge for seeding and a huge game for East coming up next week.
Yeah, first East finish this game off here against Ames would get them into the playoffs, and they still got a little work to do. This Ames team is just not want to quit. And but yeah, that sets up a big game with Johnson. Johnson sitting 8th in the RPI rankings, East 9th. So, but watching Johnson last year with that old line coming back and that quarterback and defense, they were a good looking team last year. And I know they had a lot of juniors, and those guys are seniors this year. It'll be a tough game.
It'll be an interesting contest for sure. I think both teams have, similar styles of play. Good defense that doesn't really have a weakness on any side. Offensive line that can really wear down on you, and like you talked about, they have playmakers on the offensive side just like the Black Raiders do. So it should be a good contest. On that last carry, Cantwine does get the first down, so it is 1st and 10. That is a must snap, and improvising like he's done all day, takes a bobbled snap for a 3-yard gain. Cantwine will set up 2nd and 7 at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, low snap, just did a good job of picking it up, fielding it, and getting some positive yards.
This Ames team, if you mentioned it earlier, is just in one word, resilient. It didn't matter how much they were down or how much they are down. They are going to keep fighting. They came out, delivered the first punch. East responded with 2 touchdowns, and they have not given up. Johnson with some room, and they'll be tackled down nearly. They'll call him down, but the ball came out after they marked him down by contact. But Claiborne knocked it out late.
Some good hitting still going on, too. Claiborne there with a good hit there, and the running back Johnson running hard, so... It's kind of turned into a little slugfest here on this drive, Ames offense and East defense.
Well, this is the 5A football you expect to be played here at Elwood Olson Field, and we were blessed with the first 3 quarters have been everything that we could have asked for, and so far starting off this 4th quarter, same thing. Cantwine back to pass. That one knocked away by Casongo. Good job. Didn't really need to jump when you're 6'6", but he put his arms up, and that's a block. He'll get plenty of those on the hardwood as we look forward to covering East basketball. They should have a good year on the hardwood, too, especially with Coach Vanderloo and their company. They got a lot of athletes that are playing on the football field. But
a lot of good returners on that basketball team. They should be fun to watch. But Kasanga, one of the main pieces, and boy, that big frame getting up, he should be able to bat some balls down.
And trying to get it over, Cantwine, a good athlete himself, but only at 6'2", not able to get the ball up and over Kasongo's reach, and it sets up 4th down. Moving his feet is Cantwine, chased by Kasongo, nearly tackled, throwing across his body and off the hands of Torian Cotton, so it will be a turnover on downs. If the pass was completed, Jeff, that was enough for a 1st down, but good stop by the Raider defense.
Boy, Kasonga's shaking his head because he's been chasing him all night. Boy, he just couldn't get to him. He ran about 15 yards trying to chase him. So
good conditioning drill there from Montse.
But yeah, almost made the completion. That would have been a 1st down with the completion, but yeah, heck of a play there.
Tell you what, as much a grit as a 1-6 team can have, and they got playmakers all over the field. I can't say enough superlatives on how well Cameron Cantwine has played tonight. And obviously, like we talked about, just a junior wearing the captain badge for the Little Cyclones is 10 minutes separate them from a 1-7 record. Is that a shifty move on the outside by Yates? Yates able to get a first down and more. John Yates has one man to beat, and does, but is taken out of bounds. It's still a reception and pitch and catch.
Shifty move, boy.
What a play, yeah.
He's got some, before half he had a nice shifty run on this side of the sideline, and he's got some good speed, making some big plays there. Nice job by John Yates.
We'll call it a 38-yard reception by Yates, and it looked like he was only going to be able to get the first down, but 28 more yards on top of that, and now East High on Little Cyclone side of the field, 10:02 left to play, looking to deliver the knockout blow right here. Jepson's had a great day passing the football. Now they will run it with Wagger, and a good open field tackle there made by Cole Martin. Wagger able to get a first down, or get a second down and 8 for them, and this is kind of where you want to score, but you want to take time off the clock as well.
Yeah, I think they'd like to maybe move it down, take some time off, and get a score, and a score would simply probably put this game out of reach.
Jepson, with pressure in his face, is able to roll out, throws this one deep over the middle. Contact and some flags are down as he had a receiver that had his man beat over the top. I believe that was John Yates. And if, honestly, you save a touchdown, but if you don't interfere, that probably is a touchdown.
Yeah.
That pass floated up there, but it was catchable for Yates, and he had a beat on his DB. And
he did a good job getting rid of that. He was getting chased down pretty good there and trying to get his hips to throw it up. But yeah, Yates was just kind of out there.
They've done a really good job this front, and even disguising pressures have the Little Cyclones. And they've gotten into Jepson's face, but he's, even though Jepson only a junior, a veteran quarterback, knows what he needs to do with the ball, hasn't made any mental mistakes so far in this one, and he's played a clean game, and the reason why the Black Raiders find themselves with a 14-point lead under 10 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Jepson now to throw one to the corner, fade to the end zone. Is it hauled in? It is! What a catch on the far side by Quentin Ashcraft.
Wow, yeah. He was covered pretty well, and boy, the ball was placed good, and Quentin Ashcraft going out with a nice touchdown catch.
A 15-yard touchdown catch by Quentin Ashcraft. And I didn't know, they didn't signal right away, and that ball was right over the top of the defender. A great catch made by Quentin Ashcraft.
It had to almost be in that spot, and had a great job by him hauling it in, and really it was pretty good coverage too. So good coverage, good pass, and good catch.
Yeah.
Ends up as a Black Raider touchdown.
Ends up as a Black Raider touchdown, and barring the extra point, now a 21-point lead for the Black Raiders. Hold is good, kick is good, and the Black Raiders starting to pull away in this one. Up 42-21. We'll take a quick break and be back here on Metro Sports TV.
With 30 different career pathways to explore, the Sioux City Career Academy offers a new approach to high school. A program of the Sioux City Community School District, the Career Academy is open to all high school students from Sioux City and the surrounding school districts. Students in the Career Academy are able to pursue their passions and gain real-world experiences, all while earning college credit. Visit SiouxCitySchools.org to explore your pathway to the future.
Back here after the touchdown grab by Quentin Ashcraft, and looking up from the booth, we have a good angle of it. I couldn't believe he came down with the ball. We talked about it. Great defensive played by the Cyclones. A great ball, probably one of the better balls we've seen Jepson throw to the corner, and what an adjustment by Quentin Ashcraft, coming down with that football, trapping it with his body, catching it, and maybe, just maybe, that catapults him to our Wall of Fame player of the game. Still some time left. Still time for other Black Raiders to score and stand out for us, but with 9:20 to go, the Black Raiders lead by 21, 42-21 over the Little Cyclones. Burrell does another short punt. It'll be fielded by the Cyclones, and that was we're talking about pad studding there, Jeps. Whew, I felt that one up here in the booth.
Yeah, Austin Shepard going down there making a nice hit there, and good pop there, both sides. Yeah, I felt that one up here too.
They do get it to the 35-yard line. That's where they will start their possession. And now you're going to have to really start your tempo. 9:15. Left to go in the game, and you're down 3 scores. We've seen this little Cyclones team score quick, though, so don't count them out. Canton Wine in the backfield. Fakes the screen and will try to go deep in the first play. That one will be picked off by Chris Ford. Chris Ford with some blockers trying to take it upfield. Chris Ford past the 50, stiff arms, and gets taken down. But a great play on the ball by Ford, and he returns it, and that might have done it.
Yeah, Chris Ford playing the ball well. I think that's his 3rd interception on the year. Might be 3rd or 4th, but Ford with a nice job, and he's just been rock solid back there in the secondary all year.
And in great coverage, you kind of felt like a play like that was going to happen, just with Ames finding themselves down 21, having to score quickly, had to throw it up. Canton Wine gave his receiver a chance. Just great coverage there by the sophomore Chris Ford. Now into the game at
Mandel Reckons in there at the game.
Enter the game, pass by Jepson off to the side. Mandel Grecken,
and he's
linebacker, running back kind of hybrid.
And he's done a good job. He's done a good job when he's got in there this year too, running the ball. Good, tough, hard runner. He'll be leaned on next year, going into next year, probably as the top guy.
We'll see if other players get the opportunity. With a lot of times on senior night, you let your seniors play a little bit longer than you normally do, just you got to get them some extra play. That time they do hand it off to Graken, but he's tackled right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Black Raiders.
Third down for the Black Raiders. 10 again.
3rd and 10, as we'll see a lot more run from this Black Raider offense as they're trying to just put a bow on senior night here. A little shaky to start, not going to lie to you, Jeps.
Yep, they've come. Boy, nice catch there, nice pitching catch.
On the outside, still on his feet, and nearly breaking that one for a touchdown as he tiptoed the sideline on the far side, and a nice catch and a run. Ashcraft, and I tell you what, that boosts his.
Yeah, that was a nice boy. I didn't know how he held that one, and it looked like pretty tight coverage over there on the sideline. And then he had the spin move coming out of there to make another 10 yards.
I stopped because I thought he was out of bounds, so I didn't know that the play was keep going, but Ashcraft making it work. And they'll gain 20 yards, 20 or more yards, and get inside the 20. Now set up at the 15-yard line. And it'll be a run, and still churning the feet, gaining about 5 yards, and that's nice heady running.
Good power run there by Grecken, lowering the shoulder and driving into the line of scrimmage. Good push there by the line, too, Your Highness. And
it's taken down for the Black Raiders.
Marshall.
Gretkin there, a runner kind of similar to Wagger, maybe not as explosive, but that was a run where he just put his feet into the turf and was almost making mashed potatoes the way he was really running hard. They'll keep running the clock down. They're trying to get signals in from the sideline. But Grecken in the backfield with Jepson. It'll be a fake handoff. Jepson scrambles and is tackled on the outside. That's a great play, saving some yardage. Carragay makes the tackle on the outside. Arton Carragay, number 47. That's a great play from his linebacker DN spot.
Yeah,
he stayed home. That was a good play because if that tackle's not made, Jepson able to get at least the first down, if not a touchdown. They're down and 7 from the 18-yard line, or the 14-yard line. And East gonna keep trying to run the clock down 2 seconds, and they will call a timeout before getting the delay game penalty. So we'll come back, and it'll be a 3rd down for the East High, and they lead 42-21.
Josh and Emily are visiting Emily's parents this weekend, where Josh will propose. He's nervous, but not about the ring. Well done, Josh. Well done. Chase is proposing to Ashley at the resort where they first met. Ashley was vacationing with friends, but Chase ended up being her best friend of all, plus some. Every diamond tells a story, but there's no story like yours. And there's no diamond like a Greenberg's diamond. Greenberg's Jewelers, a cut above the rest.
Back here on Metro Sports, and the Raiders up 42-21 with 6:15 left to go. They talked over their 3rd down play. It'll be 3rd down and 8 from the 14-yard line. And so far, this offense has moved it in a multitude of ways. With Jepson's arm, the legs of Grimsley, and also now coming into the game playing a lot more running back is Brecken. He's split off in the backfield with Jepson. 3rd down and 8. Jepson set to throw over the middle, caught, and nearly getting into the end zone is Johnny Yates.
Right down to the 1-yard line. He was reaching. He was trying to get there, but right down to the 1-yard line. That gives him a 1st down.
Talking about getting guys involved, I would like to see a run up the middle here with Brecken, getting him on the board. As we've seen Wager score twice, Grimsley scored twice, and Ashcraft scored twice. So maybe get Yates into the end zone or Brecken. We'll see. They have 4 receivers split out, Brecken in the backfield. They're going to keep draining the clock down. Jepson will hand off to Brecken, and Brecken will find his way into the end zone. A 2-yard run.
Nice surge there by the O-line. Mandel Brecken with the TD.
Mandel Brecken, the junior, comes in for Wager on the last drive, and some heady running, and he gets rewarded with the touchdown. It's now 48-21. If you left us at halftime, we left a great game, and in the second half, it has been all Black Raiders.
And we got to say, though, that the East defense has kind of come out and put some stops down on the Ames offense here in the second half, too. Some adjustments at halftime have helped out.
Just the touchdown by Ashcraft, Grimsley, and then Brecken. 3 touchdowns in the second half scored by the Black Raiders. We'll take a quick timeout. 5:34 left to go on Metro Sports.
Jackrabbits don't wait to see what the future holds. They build it. At South Dakota State University, the next generation's leaders are preparing to launch. They're focusing on growth, and they're reaching new heights of excellence across vital industries. SDSU is building something greater for South Dakota and the world. Join us.
And back on Metro Sports is the Black Raiders find themselves with a comfortable lead over the Little Cyclones, 49-21. This game was a 21-28 game at the half, and 30 seconds before half, it was tied up at 21. So a great contest early by the Little Cyclones, and then great by this East team to be heady and to stay on it as a return taken up by Torian Cotton to the 31-yard line. And that's where the Little Cyclones will start their drive. Colin Pittenger on the tackle. Now we'll see some different substitutions defensively for the Black Raiders. We'll see if looks like the Little Cyclones have most of their first-team offense out there, as it looks like Cantawine is still in at quarterback. We'll see this defensive front for the Black Raiders. They can get a stop here.
Yeah, it looks like East has put some different guys in. And
now a reverse to the outside. That was a good play. And getting some yardage there is Jeff Roberts. Be able to get to right around the 50-yard line.
First down, Little Cyclones.
A gain of 15 on the play. First down and 10 for the Little Cyclones with 5:22 left to go in this contest. And Jeps, we talked about, good as advertised, especially first half. Second half, East kind of settled in, and we saw more of a contest that we were accustomed to seeing here.
Yeah, I thought the defense did a much better job, rallying. Well, the quarterback himself, they had some outstanding job.
As they're trying to take off is Roberts, and Roberts will scamper all the way in. So hold the phone there, Jeps.
That was a big, nice little pitch and catch, and you see Roberts' feet, and he took that to the house. And
52 yards by Roberts, as we were just complimenting the defense by the Black Raiders.
They have rotated a lot of different guys in, guys getting their, some of these guys getting, some first experience, playing and stuff like that. So in a major game, so.
Extra point attempt on for the Little Cyclones. And only 2 rushing touchdowns on the night. The rest have come from the passing variety. That extra point is good. And 28-49 now. We'll see maybe a little bit of life in these Little Cyclones. Maybe an onside kick coming up here. Trying to get some more offense moving. We'll see if the hands team comes out for the Black Raiders, but again, maybe it was the announcer jinx. We haven't gotten morale the whole night on an extra point, but the second we talk up about the way the defense has been playing, a 52-yard strike, and I'll take that as an announcer jinx. I do apologize on that one. So, Jeps, you have been saved. You've called it good all night for morale, and
yeah, he's done a good job kicking. But yeah, Ames does really got some weapons on that offense, though. They really do. They got the quarterback, receiver, running backs, and some of those guys go both ways, too. You got to probably have some guys that are in pretty good shape.
They look to be set up for the onside kick. Onside recover team is out there for the Black Raiders. Grimsley and Kasongo on the front line. That second line with some playmakers as well. Shepard on that far side, and that one won't even get to 10 yards. It goes about 6, and that'll be where the Black Raiders set up shop. So I don't know if that just came off the foot incorrectly of Rosario Matos or not.
I don't know if he's probably trying to angle it over there to the left. It looked like it just went off the side of his foot, popped in the air, and at first I thought it was going to go behind.
And that's the thing, too, is if that ball doesn't make it past 10 yards, it is a penalty flag, and that ball only going 6 yards, so it'll be technically called illegal touching because the ball was downed after it passed 6 yards, but the ball would have rolled to a stop regardless. Now back into the ball game, Wagger and Jepson in the backfield. Maybe giving Miles one last carry here at Olson Stadium, as he's done in his 2 years at East High.
Just had an outstanding career here, and there he goes, and nice little burst for 4 yards.
Jepson hands the ball to number 32, Miles Wagger.
And I think it's a good thing of Coach Winkelpleck, too, to give some of these seniors their last little curtain call, especially offensively.
Good time to hopefully run some clock and get this down into the 2 and 1 minute time. So we've had an extensive game. It's been, we're pushing almost 3 hours of live football.
A lot of excitement here.
Last week we had a game that lasted about 1 hour and 35 minutes, and this week it's almost doubled. So, but we have seen a lot of excitement. There's been a lot of big plays, good plays. real exciting first half, and we've seen good offense, and we've actually seen some good defense too, believe it or not, in the ninth. So even with all the points.
Another handoff to Wagger. Wagger with some room here. He'll be able to get to the first down and a little bit more. So Raiders will have 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line, and you keep peeking over, I do, at the scoreboard here at Olsen Stadium. Clock keeps ticking, tick, tick, tick. And these Raiders are content to let that play clock run all the way down into 5 seconds before they snap the ball. They're in no hurry. Clean game, winning, doing everything that we talked about in our keys of the game, relying on senior leadership, haven't turned the ball over, and as we see here, the 4-and-2 connection, they've connected twice for touchdown scores.
That's been athletic perfectly.
It'll be 2nd down and 11.
11 yards.
But if they manage this clock correctly, they could run this thing all the way down to 0-0s without giving the Little Cyclones back the football.
Yeah, in this game here, as we were talking about, as we get towards the end of the season, this will solidify the Black Raiders into the playoffs. And next week, it'll just come down to what kind of position. A big win over Johnson would go a long ways in getting some home field advantage for the Black Raiders.
Wagger saw an opening and nearly took that one for Pater. And he'll get a first down. They'll mark it right at the 25, and that will be enough for a Raider first down. Two and change, and in on the tackle there is number 19, Brandon Johnson. We've called his name a lot. It looks like he coming off the field for a breather. Much needed one for that man. He's been a workhorse for this Little Cyclones team. And the timeout will be called on the defensive side of the football, and we'll take one with them. 2:22 left to go in the contest here at Metro Sports Television. Don't go anywhere. We got the Baumgars postgame show right after this. After the timeout, 2:22, 49-21, or 28, you score on your Prime Bank scoreboard as the Black Raiders have 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. In second half, besides the 52-yard strike to Jeff Roberts, it's been all Black Raiders, and they try to dwindle this clock down to 0-0s. Do it with the run game of Wagger. Wagger with some yardage. Cuts inside. Wagger still on his feet. And Miles Wagger will gain 8 yards on the run. It'll be 2nd down and 2. We talked about his family, his dad at halftime. You know, his brother obviously well noted at Bishop Heelan, and then into college and even into the pros. And it just seems like if you have the last name on the back of your jersey that spells out Wagger, you're a darn good football player, and it's gone through those genes, and I think will continue to do so.
Yep, and like I said, Brandon's got a boy coming up, and we faced him. He was with Sergeant Bluff, and but our 8th grade, as I coached myself and John Bloom, we had a pretty good 8th grade crew this year that pretty much won all of our games but one. So East High's got a lot of good players coming up in the future, and so that's good for Coach Winkelpleck, as he's putting some classes together that got some really good talent.
On the tackle on the outside, Jahari Magai, the junior safety, made the tackle on Wagger. And lost a yard on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3, and we'll approach a minute left. A first down will all but do it here in this one. Just 3 yards. separate a final kneel down for the Black Raiders. It'll be a handoff to Wagger. Wagger with some room, bounces inside. Wagger still on his feet. Wagger finds his way into the end zone.
And what a way to end your senior day on Olsen Stadium Field.
18-yard scamper by Miles Wagger. It only felt fitting, Jeff, since we gave him a shout out. We talked about his family and his dad at halftime. It only fitting that he caps off a second half barrage of touchdowns for the Black Raiders and essentially walks off the field. His last time touching the football at Olsen Stadium with a touchdown.
As our legend of the night, Rick Wagger from the 70s, late 70s, early 80s, all the way to his son Miles Wagger here tonight, becoming an East High legend.
Miles Wagger with 3 touchdowns, one of the receiving variety on the screen, and 2 rushing touchdowns. The East High Black Raiders really opening this one up, 56-28.
If you really think about it and you want to go back in time from Rick Wagger to Brandon Wagger to Miles Wagger to Jack Wagger played some here up before he went down to Florida. There's been a lot of Wagger touchdowns scored on this field.
Yeah, you got even Brandon coming back and playing at Morningside. Breaking records at Van
And that Rick Wagger played at South Dakota State. They played down here at Morningside. So there's been a lot of Wagger touchdowns scored on this field.
Maybe after everything is said and done, naming rights might change. This might be the home of the Waggers, Wagger Field. And kicking off will be the Black Raiders, fielded by the Cyclones and dancing around the 25-yard line. And then getting tackled by the kickoff team. And with 29 seconds left, we will see Cameron Cantline for the last time, and although on his last pass attempt he had the interception, I think he has had an outstanding game. Just doing everything he can, improvising for this little Cyclones group, and we'll see if he can't add some more stats to his impressive junior season. Again, we'll see number 11 coming back for his senior year, as well as number 19. Both have had electric games. Johnson on the defensive side as well. And I know that there's been talks of teams and coaches speak that say, hey, this is the best one-loss team or one-win team that we've seen. This by far, this little Cyclones team, and this is no knock to them, this is the best one-win team I've seen in all of my time announcing. They have a very, very good team, and there's a pass over the middle. Can he break it all the way? Touchdown!
And we're not done yet.
Jeff Roberts
with a big strike there, about 70 yards, wasn't it?
80. Oh yeah, 71-yard touchdown. And Jeff Roberts with 3 touchdowns on the night.
In the course of the history of East and Ames, there's been a lot of playoff games where East and Ames have matched up. I know I was coach on the varsity staff with Coach Fiegel in the early 2000s. We played Ames twice. The one year we lost to them. The next year we went down to Ames and beat them to get to the second round. In the 90s, there were several times they played Ames. So this has actually been a playoff match over the years in 4A and 5A that has happened quite a bit.
Extra point is missed by the little Cyclones, so the scoreboard is 56-34. And you talk about matchups in football. What about that matchup in 2011-2012 in basketball? That really talented East team going down to the state tournament and playing, maybe a small college team in Ames with McDermott and
Harrison Barnes.
Harrison Barnes, Boo Boo Paulo went on to play at Iowa State. So there's been good matchups in basketball as well between these two teams. And although the score got away from the Little Cyclones, this is one of the higher scoring games I've seen on Metro Sports this year on both sides. So a lot of offense. And again, like we talked about, some good defense played there. A little bit of a lapse in breakdowns in coverage on some of the big plays that have happened for the Little Cyclones. But all in all, this is an entertaining of a game as you want. Being our last game here at Olsen Stadium, it's a cap to what has been a good year on Metro Sports. Next week, though, we will look to have Dakota Valley facing off against #1 Sioux Falls Christian. That'll be on Thursday night. And then we still got playoffs to think about. I mean, there's a good chance if East wins next week, they will host a playoff game. So we could have a home playoff game here on Metro Sports as well, not taking that out of any contingency either. So,
and that'd be nice to be able to go down to Johnston, get a win, come back here and have your home playoff game. So something about playing at home in the playoffs. You don't have to travel the distance usually from here to Des Moines, and work a little bit better onside kick there.
That one is fielded, though, at right around the 50-yard line by the Black Raiders. So it'll take just one kneel down, and that will conclude our contest. And Jeps, I tell you what, from the jump, this one has been an electric game. It's been more than what I would have thought or asked for at the beginning of the broadcast. And, I learned a little bit something more about this Little Cyclones team, and they're a lot more than meets the eye and brings on paper of a 1-6 team. This is a good football team that unfortunately is going to find himself at 1-7 after this week, and the Black Raiders all the way up now to 6-2, ranked number 9. I don't know if they move at all. Anyone in front of them doesn't lose, but Sherlock in the playoffs, and this team's going to be fun to watch for the next couple weeks.
Should be, great effort by Ames here tonight. You can see, like you said, they have a lot of good athletes on their team. And East going to 6-2, and they are on a 3-game winning streak, and they put up a lot of points the last 3 weeks.
We'll take a quick break and be back with our Baumgars postgame show and our Hall of Fame player of the game. East High wins this one 56-34.
When the leaves start to turn, that means summer's over. So head to Baumgars now for your pre-winter needs. In one stop, you'll find leaf rakes and winterizing fertilizers for your lawn, plus batteries and antifreeze for your car, weather strip, caulk, and pest control for your home, and warmer clothing for you. There's shelter for your pets and heaters, including electric, propane, and kerosene to keep you warm. From the Midwest to the Rockies, Baumgars is your fall weatherization headquarters.
When you add up all the Wi-Fi connected devices in your home these days, you'll be surprised at how many there are and how much bandwidth they're using. Do the math. It just may add up to needing faster Wi-Fi. Premier Communications has you covered with reliable internet speeds up to 1 gig. Keep everything connected with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call at 1-800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking ahead.
Final at Elwood Olsen Stadium. The Black Raiders win 56-34. And I'll go through the scoring here. 13-yard touchdown reception by Jeff Roberts. A 41-yard touchdown reception by Loudon Grimsley. 2-yard rushing touchdown by Miles Wager. 65-yard reception by Brennan Swanson. 65-yard screen pass connected to Miles Wager. 12-yard touchdown to Brennan Swanson. At the half, 4-yard touchdown to Quentin Ashcraft. And at the half, we had a 28-21 ball game, and then a lot of points scored in the fourth quarter. 10-yard touchdown reception by Loudon Grimsley. 15-yarder by Quentin Ashcraft. A 2-yard touchdown run by Mandel Graken. 52-yarder connected by Jeff Roberts, 18-yard run by Miles Wager, and a 71-yard touchdown run by touchdown catch by Jeff Roberts puts us at 56-34. And Jeps, as we look at some of these replays, a very high-scoring game, a lot of stats. What stuck out to you, not only just with the Raiders win, but how this offense executed tonight?
Yeah, and this offense has been pretty strong all year. A lot of different weapons on the offense. I mean, we're talking about who had the biggest game, and it's kind of hard. I mean, you think about it. Cal threw for 5 touchdowns and over 400 yards. You have John Yates, who received for 174 yards, and then Quentin Ashcraft with some 2 touchdown catches and some just amazing catches there with around 100 yards. And then Wagger with a big touchdown run and another from a receiving from the screen. He had several receiving yards and rushing yards with 2 touchdowns. And then you got Loudon Grimsley, who's just, been performing at a high level with another 2 touchdowns. So, and then you throw Shepard in there, that does a great job, and players that, back and forth. So there's a lot of pieces to this East High offense.
And it almost seemed like Coach Goodman was up with the PS5 controller playing a little bit of Madden, if you will, and kind of throwing it all over the field. Maybe controller died a couple times on the defensive side of the ball. Some lapses. I know, obviously, going into film, Coach Winkelpleck will want to get those things ironed out, especially going into their next week contest against Johnston. But we're here in our Baumgart's post-game show, and we normally have a Wall of Fame player of the game. We're going to do a little something different tonight. We're not going to do just one player of the game. We're going to give it a dual player of the game, and it's only fitting that Miles Wagger gets it on his senior night as well as the junior who had a great receiving performance in Quentin Ashcraft.
Yeah, I would think that those two both got 2 touchdown passes. Some outstanding catches there, by Ashcraft. Wagger taking that big screen play all the way to the house, running hard. Good. Not only that, he does a good job blocking, but he runs hard. He's rushed the ball well, rushed for another touchdown. So, especially on Wagger night, Rick Wagger legend night, and the outstanding season and the night that Wagger had, it's fitting to get him and Ashcraft. I think both of them. And there's probably a couple other out there we get too.
Absolutely, we could give it to the whole
Yates
team.
And Jepson, and there's a lot of good things we can go from there. So anyway, it's well done.
And we'll see these Raiders not on Metro Sports, but next week they travel to Johnston in a big, crucial matchup. But our time here, at least at Elwood Olson Stadium in the regular season, is done. Check us out next week as we travel to Dakota Valley and have a game on Thursday night between Sioux Falls Christian, #1 ranked and undefeated Sioux Falls Christian, against Dakota Valley. The Panthers go on to our website, metrosports.tv, to catch up on all the latest news. Catch us on our Twitter at metrosportstv and on our YouTube channel. For Mitch McCumber, Ryan Engels, Brian Jepson, and Logan Click, we will see you guys next week.